Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines flight with 239 people on board, including 4 Americans, has gone missing.
From the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Wow. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. It's great to see everyone in the chat. I was just admiring how many people were there. Couldn't believe it. You guys are popping off. We are popping off right now. It is party time, as it said here. Guys, please forgive me for just 1 second, but I've got to retweet one of the posts by the Hodge twins here because it looks like they retweeted their old posts from this, and they've been retweeting me all day. It looks like, holy crap. Yeah, they've been retweeting me like crazy. Okay. So guys, welcome. Wow. What a day. Everybody is freaking out. We've got so much going on. I don't even know where to begin. I've been taking it in. It's been crazy just to take in everything. Guys, I wish I could just tell you like what just happened, honestly. I wish I could tell you. Crazy. I've never even said that or done anything like that before, but anyway. So, what's going on? Who am I? Why are you watching me? Because I have been researching for the last year and a half anti-gravity technology, plasma technology, zero-point energy, free energy. From Black Project engineers, researching, learning and teaching at the same time, quantum mechanics and electrical engineering, to discover that the United States, defense contractors, military, potentially adversaries like China, have already achieved a level of technology that is beyond the public paradigm, meaning so mind-blowing to think that they could be that advanced that we can't even comprehend it. And today, there was a major event that happened. Actually, there were 2 major things. One, I released a clip from my Jason Giorgiani interview that's tomorrow, where Avril Haines is directly implicated as the main person in U.S. intelligence orchestrating the cover-up of this UFO technology that's out there. Boom! What? Hold on 1 sec, guys. That was bugging me. Avril Haines, Director of National Intelligence. It makes sense. She's advisor to the president. And this is important because she was deputy CIA director, and under Obama, I believe she was deputy director of national intelligence. Under Obama in 2014. So she's definitely been in the right ranks for all of this. Jason Giorgiani said that he had 2 different sources. One of them is CIA that's been in the room with her talking about this. I went ahead and I asked around because that was blowing my mind. You can see from the clip, I was sitting there going, what? I didn't think he was going to drop a bomb like that on me. And I've been saying her name on all these podcasts because I just knew what her role was, and I knew she would have to be in the know. She has to be in the know. And so I start asking around, and turns out I get confirmation as well that, like, yeah, that's not a joke. That's 100%. She's the one. So, Avril Haines, I'm happy for you to get famous. The more pressure to get this information out, the better. And I'm not a traitor or anything like that. I'm not a spy or anything like that. I'm just a guy that, wanted to solve the mystery of an airplane. I just wanted to solve the mystery of one missing airplane. And instead, now I've got to, blow up the spot of directors of national intelligence and free energy technology and warp drives that apparently were hiding from the American people. We're hiding warp drives from people, guys. Can we just tell the truth about the airplane, or do I have to prove that the whole universe is a simulation? Avril Haines, this is a message to you. Can we just admit that the airplane got zapped out of the sky so that I do not have to prove that the whole world is a simulation? Thank you. Okay. So, the technology that we're talking about in general, and we're going to get to the main event here soon. We're dealing with plasma physics and science, the ability to manipulate the medium of space-time. Space-time is not empty. We can manipulate it. And if we manipulate it, we can do some pretty crazy stuff, like make a bubble of plasma that can just float around, okay? The most amazing part is that bubble of plasma could be like a drone. You can have it hover around. You can put a sensor in it. You can do whatever you want with that thing. But somebody realized, smartly or for our doom, that we can jam these balls of plasma together. And it's like two supercharged magnets jamming together. Basically, it's a super weapon, or, something that would make the atomic bomb look like a firecracker. Not even really a firecracker, more like those things that pop when you throw them on the ground. That's like an atomic weapon. When we're talking about these electromagnetic scalar weapons, we're talking about whoops, we just wiped out all life on the eastern seaboard. All life, everybody just fell over dead on the eastern seaboard, like Tesla death ray. That's what we're talking about now. So now we're talking assured mutual destruction. We're not talking oh, we're going to shoot 1,000 nukes at you and you shoot 1,000 nukes at us and we try to shoot them all down. No, we're talking we're just hovering over you, and potentially we can be straight up invisible. They might even be able to be invisible. If not invisible, at least let's say visible optically or on infrared. So you could have a situation where you can't detect it on infrared. Plasma radar does not penetrate plasma, so you can't use conventional radar to either detect these, or maybe you have to have some kind of computer correction system to be able to detect them. Pretty advanced radar. This connects the idea to, I think it was Ryan Graves that said, we upgraded our radar and then all of a sudden we were seeing these things. Well, yeah, because we've figured out these balls of plasma for several decades. And China has probably figured them out as well. China has figured them out as well. And I'm gonna tell you some information here related to, I think this is fine, is that Salvatore Pais warned me about looking into his papers to see who is referencing them. I've said this before, actually, that China is referencing Salvatore Pais's fusion patent. That's the make the plasma ball one. So China's got this figured out. And if I figured out the MH370 videos, and I'll just show it for you guys, then China's figured it out for sure too. And I mean, I guess I'm the expert on these videos, and my expert opinion is this is doomsday. You're looking at doomsday for our future. That's what you're looking at there. So this is like the movie Don't Look Up, where the scientist goes on and goes we're going to all die. I'm trying to tell everybody that we're going to all die. And everyone's going, video games, though. What about video game effects? And I'm going, I'm trying to tell you that we're all going to die. That's what I see in the future of this technology. This is 10 years ago. This right here is 10 years ago. Okay, now that we've got the what's going on from a technology standpoint laid out there for everybody, today, the thing that blew this all up was that this letter, this email, gets leaked. I'm going to see if I can find a transcript of the full thing for us so we can just, I'm going to read it off. But I do want to give credit to Sean Ryan. Apparently, he was quite upset that I saw this letter on the internet. I just saw it on the internet, started reading it, and I was like, damn, this is pretty spicy. I was like, if this is connected to the Cybertruck guy, like, actually, I didn't even know it was connected to the Cybertruck guy when I posted it. I just thought this is a crazy letter. The letter, short story, basically says that the drones we were seeing on the East Coast are China, and that they've figured out this anti-gravity technology, and they've got their anti-gravity drones, and we've got our anti-gravity drones, and now we're in some kind of race to see who's going to annihilate the other person first. And he says that he's got top secret clearance, compartmentalized access, and he says as well that he's got, and people didn't know what the letters are, it's like USAP. That is Unacknowledged Special Access Program. USAP. And people have vetted his background over the last few days. He's 100% a real, is he in the Marines? I don't know exactly which branch of the military he's in, but he's an actual military member. So, and in this letter, he says that he is fleeing to Mexico. Fleeing to Mexico. He was a Green Beret. He was fleeing to Mexico, and for some reason, we believe right now, the story is out there, that he blew up using a rented Cybertruck. He blew the car up in front of the Trump Tower in Las Vegas. But get this in mind, he killed him pretty conspiracy because what he's saying in there is true in terms of the drone technology we have and China probably has. He even says that he's being followed, actively monitored. And most of it, he's just deducing because he's like, of course, they're actively monitoring me. But it seemed like he was in the know and knew that he was being actively followed. Also today, a video came out that shows him at a charging station. Shows him at a charging station. So should we just look at that video? Let's just look at this video right now. Now that I've already just told you the story, I want to look at this charging station video. I think it's this one. Yeah, here it is. That's him. He's got a flashlight on his head. Like, he's cleaning the car. Now, I'm telling you, chat, if I'm considering suicide, I don't think I'm dusting off the car or whatever he was doing right there. Is that what he was doing? Yeah, I think he was dusting off the car. He's dusting off the car. Huh. Now, let's have initial reactions and then let's read all the evidence. Because I've only read the evidence like one time over. There might even be new evidence. Honestly, I haven't even looked on X to see, is there anything new? Well, we'll look at that later, but let's dig into this. So, initial thoughts on this were, okay, this guy is crazy and he blew himself up. But then you start to think about it more, and none of it really makes sense. Like, he didn't hurt anybody. Is he trying to send a message? That's an option. How did he kill himself before he blew up the bomb? That seems very elaborate to do all that. The whole thing doesn't really make a lot of sense. So if there's a manifesto, I want to read and kind of figure out what's going on. Now, when I start hearing stuff like, the car blew up after he already killed himself now, and he's talking about anti-gravity stuff and having, top secret compartmentalized access to unacknowledged special access programs, which is exactly where they hide this technology. It's exactly where they hide it. So if he's not, I don't know why someone like this would LARP. Like, why would you LARP? If you're actually a military guy, that's actually what you do. Doesn't make a lot of sense. It does make sense if it's real. It does make a lot of sense there. And then the question is, did they kill him? Did they kill him? So let's go to let's watch this video while I try to find the thing. They just basically read it off here.
So this email came in on December 31st at 10:42 a.m. That is Tuesday. He said, in case I do not make it to my decision point or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January and keep my identity private until then. First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. What we have been seeing with drones, he puts that in quotes, he says drones, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPSEN, that's Operations Center, our OPSEN location for this activity is in the box.
Okay, I want to address a couple of things real quick. Sorry, we're going to go slow through this because I want to, guys. This is the other thing I want to say about this. This whole thing stinks. My spider sense is going crazy on this. My spider sense hasn't gone this crazy since the MH370 videos, to be perfectly honest with you guys. There's never been any other thing out there that was a conspiracy since those videos that I've thought 100% there's got to be something going on here. This is already crazy. Why? Because when was the explosion? Was it on 1st of January? This was before he died. He sends this whole thing off. This doesn't seem like a manifesto. This seems like somebody who's needs, like, they're asking for help here or something. Like they're really afraid something bad's happening. You don't write this. This is not a suicide note. This is not a suicide note, chat. So now I'm like, okay, if this is real and this isn't somebody messing around pretending to be this guy, this is pretty scary. And he says he's on his way to Mexico border. That's huge. He says, don't release this until the 1st of January and keep my identity private until then. What? That is not something you say if this is a suicide note. If you're going to go blow yourself up, why would you say any of that? Unless there's something coming here afterwards where he's going to say, I'm doing this for all these political reasons, blah, blah, blah. Maybe. Okay. I'm not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. Now I'm already like, this is a good story no matter what now. Like, he's giving verification for who he is. If you're suicidal, you're going to blow yourself up. You don't care about, why would you care about verification? Why would you care about, here's my verification? You're about to blow yourself up. You don't care what happens. This is like somebody like, are you being chased? Are you in danger? What we have been seeing with the drones are operational uses of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China in the East Coast. So he talks about that China and Russia, China and us are the only ones who have this. Now, I've been telling you guys, I think, and people actually disagree with me, that United States is number one on the technology chart. It's not close. Russia and China, I think that China leapfrogged Russia. I think China's already surpassed Russia on this anti-gravity type technology, and Russia is in third somewhere. Like, they've just kind of fallen apart. Completely fallen apart, unfortunately. And so it wouldn't surprise me if that, because it's all based on drone technology, plasma technology. You know, this is the kind of stuff that I haven't seen a lot of Russian drone expos. So yeah, this is where like something is, this match is what I expect was actually going on behind the scenes. Now, as I mentioned as well, I've spoken to sources, and thing that he's mentioned here is unacknowledged special access programs when he's explaining his background. Okay, I'm going to let this play out.
By most recently China and the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPCEN, that's Operations Center, our OPCEN location for this activity it is in the box below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they use the balloon for SIGINT and ISR, which are also part of the integrated comms system.
Okay, so when he's talking about SIGINT, that's signals intelligence. So that means you're basically stealing cell phone signals. Okay, so signals intelligence, imagine that you're picking up people's comms, communications. And OSR, right, is, I don't know what kind that is. Somebody help me out with that one. Whatever that means. I don't know. Some other kind of spying, basically. So basically saying we're using them for spying, but they're not using them to, go vaporize buildings or, cities, whatever they want to do, This is a really specific email.
There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed.
And that's the Yahtzee. That right there is the Yahtzee. That's the reason why General Flynn is in my replies. That's the reason why Sean Ryan is angry in my replies. Because that's the Yahtzee. This is the most secret national security information. People are making fun of me when I'm saying I'm literally exposing the United States' most powerful secret super weapon ever to exist on this planet. That's what we're talking about here. That's the level that we are at. That's the level of secrecy. We're not talking about nuclear codes. We're not talking about spy satellite surveillance. We're talking about weapons that render all other forms of weapons obsolete, but also could even produce free energy for the entire world. That's how huge this technology is. It's so huge that if you're not in the know about it, you might not want to be in the know. You might want to be like, you know what? Just plug me back into the matrix. I'm going to live my life out in ignorant bliss and pretend like I never heard that we could have been having free energy and that maybe the whole world's a simulation and a lie. Everything's a lie. Everybody's full of shit. We're basically just cavemen. Some people don't want that experience. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. And then other people, if you are in the know on this information, then, you got to adapt to that reality. You got to find a way to, compartmentalize it with what we see around us all the time. And some people at the top, even people, very high-ranked people, even people connected, they just prefer to be plugged in. They're like, just keep me plugged in. You know what? I don't even want to know. I want to know about this technology. I don't want to know that I could get vaporized in an instant tomorrow, and I would never even know. That's what's basically going on in the real world. And so you have to decide. You have to decide if you want to be woken up to this reality of this technology. Because we have not been having no success with gravity. We just don't know what gravity is. Sorry. Turns out we can understand everything else about the universe, but gravity, mass, and inertia, no, we can't understand those things. Sorry. Just ignore that. Ignore that. And it's just, we're at a point where the public is so far behind what the military and the defense contractors have been able to figure out that we've created this existential crisis where if this information comes out about this technology, a significant number of people, a non-zero number of people, are going to just decide they don't want to be part of this reality anymore. Sorry, too much for me. Game over. And just shut down and just give up. So when people would say, just release it, just release it, just release it, realize there are people out there going, people's lives are in my hand. And the whole system of society could literally collapse. So for them, it's a hard decision. Now, are we going to release it? Yes, because fuck them. Fuck them, basically. Fuck them. They shouldn't have teleported 239 people on an airplane on March 8th, 2014. And you go, Ashton, are you really, really going to expose all of our secrets just because we teleported Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 on March 8th, 2014? Yes. Yes, that's basically the only reason. And yes, I'm that petty. I don't care if I have to expose super weapons, free energy, balls of lightning that can float around, plasma balls. Honestly, if I have to expose that the whole world is a simulation, I will expose that just to get my one little answer for what you guys did to the plane. So let's continue.
They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. U.S. government needs to give the history of this, how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them, and what the way forward is.
Bro, that part was the part where I just went, Yahtzee. I'm posting this. I was reading it when I saw the image. I read that and I was like, this is real. I know this is real. Boom. Putting it out there. And like, this is when it blew up because I knew that, well, I didn't know right away, but I started digging around and I found out that Sean Ryan was going to apparently show that. That was the big thing that Sean Ryan was building up. But Sean Ryan, just like, honestly, Sean, let me send a message to Sean. Sean Ryan, real talk, brother. I like you, man. I do. I like you. I wish you had me on. I'm a little bit upset about how you kind of ghosted me afterwards. This information, once I found out that it was coming from you on your show, I knew you had vetted the guy and I knew they were going to be real military. And so that's why I made my follow-up post where I was like, holy shit, this is the thing Sean Ryan was talking about yesterday. I kind of just ignored it. I thought it was just sensationalism. I was wrong. It was really legit. Now, here's the criticism. The criticism, if you're sitting on something this hot, don't tease people with it. You might say, Ashton, didn't you tease people with the Avril Hines thing? Yeah, but I like literally posted it like after I clipped it right after that. It just took a few hours. If something's this big, you need to just put it out there right away, man. Don't make us wait 24 hours or whatever. Like, just put it out there right away. Like, this literally changes the entire narrative around what happened with this guy. This is serious evidence because it's confirmed to have come from him. So it's confirmed to have come from him. The only question is he making up an elaborate story, or is this really what happened? And this information is verifiable. Verifiable. His rank and where he worked. These things are verifiable information. So people can find out, was this guy working in some black project somewhere? Because the church sounds as shit like he was. There's people that know him as well. People are going to be able to interview his friends and find out if he's legit or some crazy guy. He also sent text messages as well. He sent text messages that were saying to his girlfriend where he's like, I just rented this Cybertruck. It looks good with my Kobe Bryant sneakers. Are you kidding? I rented this Cybertruck, babe. Looks great with my old Kobe Bryant sneakers. Does that sound like somebody who's about to go blow himself up and send a political message to Trump, Elon Musk? I don't know. Not to me. So this is definitely one where this thing, there is smoke, there is fire here. Like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? What is going on with this guy? Let me hit up some donos, guys, because you guys are already awesome. We're 30 minutes in. And sorry, I'm not doing them in real time, but we've got breaking information going on here. Party time. Thank you. Yes, we are the change. Amir, wow. Thank you very much. Huge donation. Happy Friday, all. Time to make some history. Yeah, real talk. we are at, I think we're literally making history right now. It has that energy to it. Like people can just feel when like there's something real happening and you want to be a part of it, where you're like, man, these guys are talking about crazy shit, but like, what if this is actually real? You know what? Just a chance that it's real. I want to be there for it. Just because, man, then you can be like, look at me in history, Amir, you know, you're going to be saying Amir's name on some, you know, clip out there in the future that they mash up together. Like that guy was there. OP Jeff, let's assume he's already been cremated. Yeah. So the other part too, like he shot himself and then blew up the thing and they couldn't recognize the body because of how burnt it was. Like, this is like, honestly, you couldn't have written a poor cover-up story. So let's, you know, is he even dead? Is the guy even dead? What if he's like out there and that's like a different body? Like that's somebody else. What if he's out in Mexico right now and he's like, I need to get an interview with somebody. You know, they're after me. They're trying to kill me. Like this story, what if this story took a twist like that? If this story takes a twist and this guy's still alive, going to be just an amazing. So I'm going to be there. I might, if this guy's, by the way, okay, if this guy's still alive out there somewhere, get in touch with me through Twitter, whatever, social media. I'll come find you. We'll do an in-person interview. It would be absolutely fire. I want to know all about where you've been working, gravity technology. You know, tell me everything. The email leak mentioned gravitation propulsion. Yeah, everybody was thinking about me. Ashton Forbes was right. Yeah, truth is, like it. I think you can feel it. You know, you can feel it. We're gonna end up being right. We're definitely gonna end up being right. And yeah, we're gonna end up being right. What more do you guys want me to say? Did you get my message earlier, Sean Ryan show? Yeah. Oh, Todd. Wow. Thank you, Todd. Thank you for all you've done on this topic. Everybody stay safe, especially you, Ashton. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I would never hurt myself. I feel like I got a little bit worried today when I saw this, where I'm like, man, if they really did kill this guy, like, I'm actually surprised I'm alive. If they killed that guy, I'm actually surprised I'm alive. Like maybe they just underestimated me and they didn't think I would get too big. And now if you do it, it becomes too obvious. Because like with this guy, we can already tell right away, like this whole thing stinks with this guy, right? We can just, if you leave too much evidence or if they are cautious enough where they like send letters to people when they know they're in danger or something like that, then you can get caught. Even if you're the CIA, even if you're the deep state assholes or whatever who are hiding this technology, you can get caught. Chris Mellon, Lou Elizondo. Sorry, I just wanted to say those names for a second for no reason. It wasn't related to anything I was saying right before that. I was just saying those names. I like to say them, like Lou Elizondo, Chris Mellon. Just like to say those names. Avril Haines. Hi, I'm Avril Haines. Nobody knows who I am, but you probably should. Been with you since the beginning, and it finally feels like we reached critical mass. Keep fighting, Ashton. You've been an inspiration to us all. I hope so. Somebody told me today as well, man, everything's been blowing up today. It told me that like you've inspired me to have my children get interested in physics and electrical engineering. I'm like, yeah. Cha-ching. Bro, I am a nationalist, maybe. I want America to be the best. And the way we're going to be the best is that we have to inspire the next generation, the young kids, anybody, actually. You're never too old. I'm 42. Look at me doing this. You're never too old. Inspire everybody. We have to be the best engineers and physicists, but really electrical engineers is more important than any other country on the planet. That's the country that's going to win in the long run. We are watching transnational criminal organization with advanced technology. We are at war. Yeah, the problem is, let's look at it. Let's just dial it back for a second. You're not wrong. There is a lot of legal liability at stake here. There's a lot of legal liability at stake. People are saying right there, a lot of people are going to want to have revenge for the discrediting that was done to inventors, The media tax, there's a lot of civil liability around that. There's civil liability where if Lockheed Martin, I just like to say their name a lot too, Lockheed Martin's hiding technology. Lockheed Martin knows gravity manipulation's real. I just like to say that. Sometimes I just blurt it out. Lockheed Martin, they might get sued into oblivion. Because if there's gravity manipulation technology and the United States government was playing giving them preferential treatment, playing favorites, then all the other companies that didn't get that preferential treatment, they can sue for civil liability Lockheed Martin and basically make Lockheed Martin disappear. Like the amount of money that Lockheed Martin probably shouldn't have got might be like trillions of dollars at this point. That's how much crazy amount of money. And by the way, all that money that the government is like missing, the audits they can't pass, this is where that money is going. We're paying defense contractors for magical technology that then we're like using that as like plausible deniability. Be like, we don't know those projects exist. We don't know anything about that. That's all private organizations doing that stuff. Anyway, that's where all that money is going. He's still alive. We'll see. Complizzier, thank you for that donation, man. Appreciate you. Brody, knew you had it in you all this time. Tonight's like a Yahtzee moment. Yeah, we're not really celebrating, but like it's huge. General Flynn replied, said, love following your work. And it made me realize, holy crap, I got to act a little bit more adult on my live streams. Probably not much more, but like a little tiny bit more. Like maybe like 20% more swearing. That's probably about it, though. Because even the children need to understand this information, honestly. But no, like I'm at this point, we're influencing very significant people in this country who are able to make a difference, make a change, especially in the current administration. And I think that's very important that we talk not just about the technology, but the implications for what we're really dealing with in a realistic rollout of this technology. It's not all rainbows, everybody. And we have to figure out how are we going to prevent people from just annihilating all of us. The moment we turn on the free energy tap, you start the timer on how long humanity has left. Me, I give it over under 24 hours. Just to give you some context for how little faith I have in what we would do with something like free energy. So that's the big question on how do we manage this? How do we manage this information? And so that's what I would tell anybody who was seeking advice, for example, on how we should present the conversation is how are we protecting this information while also allowing the physics and the benefits for the general public. Before I get to the next donation, the last thing I'm going to say on that front is that we have to be realistic. It may be that we can't live in a type of society that we live in today if we want to have access to this technology. This goes back to the Peter Thiel on Joe Rogan discussion. I also spoke about it with Jason Giorgiani tomorrow. So once again, I have the wrong thing up. Hard Truths podcast tomorrow at noon Central Time. Jason Giorgiani also talk about like how do we actually manage this technology without wiping ourselves out. And I think both him and I agree we have to change. We have to change. And this is the reason why I'm an asshole to people. You say, Ash, a lot of people think Ashton's an asshole, blah, blah, blah. You're right. Honestly, I am. Because we need it. We need a kick in the ass. We need a kick in the ass that says, stop being a lazy little shit. Stop just Googling whatever and then saying, this is what's real by the first thing you hit on Google. We need to realize that the authority does lie to us a lot and stop blindly trusting the authority. We need to realize that what we're told by science influencers, science communicators is probably a better word. I don't even want to give them influencer credit. Science communicators like Neil deGrasse Tyson, like the Skeptical Inquirer, we need to tell them, shut the hell up. And instead of trying to shoot everything down, you try to build something up. You tell me how it all works. Instead of saying, I don't, that's wrong. And you say, okay, well, you tell me how it works. And they go, I don't know. That's the play, right? Those are the people we need to stop. The people that are going, that's not right. And you say, okay, well, what's the right answer? And they go, oh, I don't know. Those people, we need to change their perspectives. And the last thing we need is to not annihilate each other. We have to realize that we're all the same on this planet. Doesn't matter what religion you believe in. Doesn't matter what color of your skin you have that's out there. Doesn't matter what gender you were born. Doesn't matter where geographically on this planet you were born. We have to realize we're all the same. Relative to basically any form of extraterrestrial life, be that anything that might be out there, we are all basically equivalent. The aliens are going to come down here and they're going to look at me. They're going to look at an Asian person. They're going to look at an African dude. And they're going to go, they all look the same to me. That's what they're going to do. Right? If we can't learn that lesson to not be able to be violent against each other, then we're going to annihilate ourselves 100%. Eventually it'll happen. Okay. Ashton, would zero-point energy technology also allow for a creation of a food like a Star Trek replicator? Yes. Yes. This is what I'm talking about, the implications of this technology. And again, this isn't even like, even if we don't have a replicator right now. I mean, shit, maybe Lockheed Martin does, but I like to think that they don't. But we have 3D printing technology. So you just take in your mind 3D printing technology, free energy, and transmutation of elements. And it turns out all we need is plasma to make maybe all three of these things happen. Now, maybe we literally can 3D print anything. Even in the case of Star Trek Replicator, Earl Grey, hot. Wow, you guys are in the crazy donations. Eric, thank you. Public disclosures are only chance to avoid Armageddon. And so that's another view of it as well. Otherwise, the psychopaths win. Is that, you know what? This whole hiding the technology, killing people over it, discrediting them, letting Lockheed Martin and the defense contractors just like, you know, run roughshod over us or run train on us like we're on spring break. Maybe we should stop doing that. Maybe we should try something different. Maybe we should just do basically anything else. And this is where it's like, what if we just give the information to the public? This is another thing that I want to speak to. So I'm glad. Thank you, Eric, for that donation, which is just make it all public. Make the science public, the surveillance system. Make the surveillance system public. I mean, like literally put it on an application on the internet and everybody can use the surveillance system and see whatever they want. Maybe that's the answer. Guys, make me go viral for this clip right here. Maybe the answer to all this totalitarian government overreach and surveillance state that we have going on is take all of those assets, those weapons, everything that the government has created and give it to the people. This genie's not going back in the bottle. We're not going back to a time before the surveillance state. It's only going to get crazier from here. So the best thing we can do is say, instead of having these evil deep state intelligence community people having this access to this information that they think makes them gods, give it back to the people. Put it on a website. Say, hey, you know what? Everybody can have this. Maybe we'll become a more polite society. Maybe we'll solve some missing crimes and missing people that are out there. And maybe we can prevent ourselves from annihilating ourselves. Like, the power of the people is incredible when we work together on literally anything. So that's my thought. And that's what I think we should do with our surveillance equipment. Godspeed. Stay safe. Thank you very much, Forerunner. That's huge. I do appreciate it. Like I said before, I am a little bit worried that I have no chill. I just have no chill. And I've already made enemies of some of these deep state people. So I don't know. It is what it is. I'm going to try to take as many of them down with me as I can. Hey, Ashton, have you seen this guy? Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like this guy. This guy is just making up stories on the internet. when I saw him make up his story about MH370, where the aliens are saving the people for the Galactic Federation, no, thank you. I'm not into stuff like that. Like, I was talking to a reporter recently, and they were saying how the people they don't find credible are the ones who are like, they matter of factly to know that the aliens are going to come down and that they've been giving us their little gifts and what have you, where it's like stuff that you couldn't possibly know that matter of factly. Versus when I talk to them, I'm like, well, here's the evidence and like, here's why I think this way, etc. It's more credible when you like don't come in with a preconceived, notion. And then just as I said that, Job Martinez, thank you. Confirmed Ashton is CIA. Lala, great content, man. Yeah, no, it is true that it is. My cousin's dad was okay. So my cousin's dad is the brother of Alan Dulles, something like that. No, my cousin's grandfather is Alan Dulles. Yeah, one of the Dulles dudes. I don't know. David Dulles. I don't know, guys. Somebody out there who's obsessed with me can go figure that all out. So, maybe I was born to be in the CIA. Hey, CIA. My resume basically just says, figured out MH370, revealed all of our secrets publicly using only open source information. It's not a bad resume. I'll take it. JMBATL, thank you very much. I have experienced close encounters and they seem friendly. I fear, and by the way, thank you for this donation. Man, wow. I fear we are largely controlled RE disclosure by these beings and agreements we made with them. Sadly, they too know power and influence is what leaders crave. People will be damned. What I will say is that these beings could be a lot smarter than us too. I don't know why we just think we're like the smartest creatures. For me, something that would be really scary would be like an advanced hive mind, like an advanced computer hive mind would be pretty scary for me. Some kind of super intelligence. Ultimately, I don't know what's up with aliens. I don't really care, but I like to be surprised. So surprise me with the alien thing. Like, I want you to surprise me. Like, is it going to be, don't be something boring, like little green aliens or something like that. I want it to be like rogue AI from the future, has been messing with the timeline or something like that. I want it to be real crazy where I'm like, shit, really? How do I got to figure this out? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't want any no ET things. Again, I'm more on the line of like, we are a splinter species of aliens that like they came here, they had sex with some monkeys, they shouldn't have done that, and then accidentally, seeded life, and then they dipped out and they left us. They didn't leave us any technology, and we had to like slowly figure it out. See, I want something really crazy like that, or like the whole world is a lie. We're living in a simulation. Like this is a prison that we're in, and like we can literally hack into the code and just like vanish and do stuff like that. That's honestly where I'm leaning right now. So there you go. Now you guys know my opinions. I saw an anti-gravity craft real close, 2012 near Camp David. Yeah, 2R3B. One thing I want to say in this thing is that I don't think these crafts are solid triangles. What people saw as TR3B, in my opinion, it's going to turn out that was just a cover, and that it was just 3 balls of plasma they figured out how to like get them into resonance in a triangle formation, and people's minds naturally assume there's a connection between them because they look like they're moving in one solid formation. So when it comes to the UFO thing, this is actually really big, is that there's a lot of stories of these triangle crafts, but when you actually dig into the pictures and stuff of them, it looks like just 3 balls of light. So I really do think in a lot of those cases, people's minds were just putting a connection there because they were thinking it must be a solid craft. When in reality, we figured out some kind of resonance or there's some kind of weird stickiness thing that we're doing with these like gravity emitters or whatever we're able to do to make the orbs float around. They aren't just hiding tech, they're hiding crimes they did with advanced technology. Yes, that's also true. Also very true. Do you think we will get the show to get like the show Person of Interest where the machine will start giving numbers, or are we already there? Yeah, we're getting pretty close to that. We're honestly getting pretty close to this. We're getting very, very close to the part where the machines will be solving crimes the way that like we are kind of going through right now, and it'll be able to do it even more efficiently. And you might be talking to like an AI avatar next time that's just like literally an AI talking to you like this, but it's actually an AI going through the updates of this weird Cybertruck thing. 2K5 in the chat. Wow, is that how many people are watching? Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like or subscribe, whatever, or don't. I don't care. If you want to know about technology and crazy stuff, though, this is the spot to be. And I've got the best fans out there. Big shout out to MH370X. Thank you, Brush Junkie. Appreciate you. Ashton, you're doing awesome. Your proton is full. Appreciate you. Are you single? Yeah, I'm single. Ugh. See? That's why I'm single, guys. I can't even get words out, everybody. So I give you permission to go in my DMs. I give permission to China. If you want to send Fang over, if you want to send your hot Russian spy assassins or whatever you send them over here. My plan is I'm hoping they're sapiosexual. I've learned that means that they like your intelligence. And then I'm going to seduce them with my knowledge of warp drives. And then I'll make it so that I turn them back on Russia, basically. And then they'll be spying for me against Russia. Hopefully that plan will still work after I posted it on this live stream. Peace, brother. Thank you. Have you been in contact with Malcolm Bendel? Yeah, I spoke to Malcolm Bendel. A lot of people ask me about Malcolm Bendel. I don't like to talk like smack about people. The device definitely does something that he's got. It's not an over Unity device. It's not putting out. I mean, if it is putting on energy, excess energy is a negligible amount. It could be a more efficient carburetor, so it could be better for cleaning up the environment, but it's not so much better that I'm going to go crazy over it. And the warp drive that he did was just some concepts, and I don't really agree. I think in general, ball plasma that floats around is the ideal form for any kind of warp drive that might be out there. Okay, next donation. September pours. It was a solid triangle with 3 white lights and red pulsing light in the middle. I saw it about 100 people in my car. Yeah, that's a lot of people have seen some crazy stuff, man. So, bro, just sent you a message on X. That pin about the Green Beret dropped. Area 51 anti-gravity Tyche warehouse. Oh, he put a pin in the chat? Okay, well, we're going to go look at that in a minute. We're going to do some updates as well. So, thank you, Purple Things. Appreciate it. Let's go back to this.
China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and I have a massive V-bid. Let me pause right there for a second. So he says a massive V-bid. When I was talking to the FBI yesterday, they didn't know what a V-bid was. I had to explain what that acronym meant, literally.
You fucking serious?
Dead serious. I said it twice, and he goes, you said that word V-bid. Can you tell me what that is? For your audience, a V-bid, for your audience who has not been in the GWOT for the last 20 years, a V-bid is a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. In layman's terms, a car bomb, what we saw at Trump Tower.
How did I miss that the first time? Did I only listen to the first 2 minutes of this? Holy shit. Wow. Guys, I might be the world's leading expert on, what did he just say? V-bombs. I might just happen to be the world's leading expert on plasma orbs that can annihilate objects out of the sky. So, you know, if you want to brag to your friends, you guys might be listening to a live stream of the world's leading expert on plasma orbs that annihilate stuff. Wow. It's a weapon. Of course it's a weapon, chat. What do you guys think? You guys think we're out there making toys? Chat, we're not making toys. U.S. government doesn't make toys. We're not in the toy business. We're in the killing people business. We're in the make people disappear straight out of space-time business. That's the business we're in, chat. It's a dirty-ass business. It's dirty business, and sometime when there's too many semiconductor engineers on the same airplane, sometimes this happens to you. Sometimes if you are blowing the lid on unacknowledged special access programs, sometimes you just, get found in an exploded car after you shot yourself in the back of the head twice. It happens, man. And people were wondering, why did they not want this information to come out? Because there's been a lot of people who have been, shot in the back of the head. And there's even more people than that like they just ruined their lives. Like they didn't even have to kill them. They just had to like discredit them a little bit and then just ruin their entire life. And they're like, the whole lives are ruined. Nobody's going to hire them. There's a lot of ways you can pressure people. In fact, if I was CIA, I would be a literal monster. Like I would be worse than Ron Pandolfi. It's another name I just like to say. Ron Pandolfi. Ron Pandolfi's CIA. He's also a really evil dude. Big dickhead. Probably killed a lot of people. I don't know that as a fact, but I'm just assuming because the CIA does a bunch of dirty shit. And, he theoretically, because he's part of the CIA, could be part in an operation where like 239 people got disappeared. Or at a minimum in a position to know that something like this is real and lying about it. So I like to say Ron Pandolfi a lot. Ron Pandolfi of the CIA. Ron Pandolfi. It just rings off the tongue. Ron Pandolfi of the CIA. It's like maybe people should look into his history. Maybe people should like look around to see, what kind of stuff he's done in the past. I feel like we should know about our CIA officers and like the people that are like the career CIA agents, the ones that have done it for like 50 years. We should probably know a little bit about them and see if they're just like doing evil shit. Just in general. This is just not even about Ron Pandolfi. I just like saying Ron Pandolfi's names. This is just kind of like a non sequitur off the top. Like, I feel like we should just know what the evilest people on the planet are doing at pretty much all times. Maybe if they gave us some kind of surveillance system where we could just track people all the time, 24/7, we could do that. And we know what Ron Pandolfi's up to every day. I don't know. Seems useful.
So, backing up, he says, I am armed.
You know what? I want to play that again. I just want to play this part again.
For your audience, a VBID, for your audience who has not been in the GWOT for the last 20 years, a VBID is a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. In layman's terms, a car bomb, what we saw at Trump Tower. So, backing up, he says, I am armed and have a massive VBID. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. Here's where he gets into the other stuff, and this is where we had to redact the names. Well, your producer redacted the names. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of civcas, that's civilian casualties, that killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. U.S. FORA continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of that cover-up with U.S. FORA, an agent, redacted, of the DEA. So I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I worked with, redacted, IO staff on this as well as the response to Bala Murghab.
Okay. I mean, shit, Chad. This is not a suicide note, bros. This is not a suicide note, bros. So he's driving around with fireworks or something in his car because he knows the dudes are behind him, tracking him everywhere he goes, and he wants to make a giant scene if anything were to happen to him. I mean, is that what I'm gathering there? I kind of want to understand what other people's read of that is. Like, what's your interpretation of that? Tonight, when I get done with my live stream, I'm probably going to dig around and look at what like other people are thinking here. He's basically saying, blowing the whistle on a bunch of horrific crimes that we did. Yeah, it's a kill switch, right? It's kind of smart. That's why when I listen to this, I'm like, man, this is kind of smart, man. Like, this is what I would think. And it's an insurance policy. It's like, I'm not going to randomly just get killed by myself in the middle of nowhere. Like, if you kill me, you're going to find me with like a bunch of fireworks or something like super sketchy in my car. That's kind of my thought process on that. And blowing the whistle on all these like like crimes that we've been committing. Oh, I know that's real. That's right up my alley. That's right up my alley, chat. That's right up my alley. We're doing some black operation sketchy ass shit out there, and there's no accountability whatsoever. There's no accountability. Let me switch this around. And that's what I think is going to break the most people. The most people are going to break when they realize there's no accountability and people are committing horrific crimes out there. Ron Pandolfi. I just like saying that name. Ron Pandolfi of the CIA. Ron Pandolfi of the CIA. Legendary spook of the CIA. It's a fun name. Okay. Then also he lists 2 names of different people. Lists 2 different people saying like, look, these were the people who are literally covering it up. This guy, this agent in the DEA, I was a part of a cover-up with this agent of the DEA. Literally says his name. And then also lists the rank of this other commander as well. This other guy will be able to verify it. Like, bro, this is the part where I'm like, okay, yeah, we're good. You've got to send me enough information here. Like, this is wild now, right? This is a guy that was trying to get information out there, and he was planning. He was planning because he was counter planning against the people who were literally chasing him. That's the story I get from this. Is that it? Is there another part to this? Did he send any more emails? I need someone in the chat to tell me right now because we're blowing up right now. I just need to know, is there any more emails that I need to know about, or is this the only one? Because if there's more and there's like, let's say a manifesto where he says, I did this because, I wanted to send a message to Elon Musk or something, then that would be kind of important information to know. Because right now, the way I'm reading this, there is 2 emails supposedly. So we need to check with the next one. But right now, guys, my mindset based just on that is that 100% this guy was killed. They killed this guy. They were chasing this guy. He's going to Mexico and he gets killed. He blows himself up in a car outside of Trump's building in Las Vegas. That's a message to Trump, right? The way I look at that, that's a message to Trump saying, don't reveal this technology or something bad will happen to you. Because the only person that died is this guy. Nobody else even died. And you can park in front of any like, hotel. You park in front of Trump's tower while driving an electric car. Can that car drive itself? Chat, probably important question. Can the Tesla Cybertruck drive itself? Is it a self-driving car? Are all the Teslas self-driving? Because even if it has the ability to be self-driven, then they could just hack it. They could have just been driving the car remotely. It can? Oh, shit, chat. Wow. Well, guess we're going down this conspiracy rabbit hole, chat. I got to be honest. I did not think there was going to be another MH370 type situation that would ever happen to me in my life. But whoa, chat. Like what? Okay. We have to get all the evidence before we make any firm conclusions. But this is pretty spicy. Anybody trying to downplay this is probably an NPC at this point. You've pretty much got to be an NPC to not realize that, like, this is the message that we're reading here. Like, this is the kind of situation where it's very hard to come up with a scenario where this is fake. What people come up with is like, oh, he was just crazy. He was just crazy and killed himself. Sending pictures to his girlfriend talking about his Kobe Bryants. There was no issue with his past, like, because we can see his social media. Man, okay.
Redacted commander at the time. Redacted can validate this. You need to elevate this to the media so we avoid a world war because this is a mutually assured destruction situation. Then he says, for vetting, my LinkedIn is Matt Berg or Matthew Livelsberger, an active duty 18 Zulu out of 110, that's 1st Battalion 10th Special Forces Group. My profile is public. I have an active TSSCI with UAP, USAP access.
Okay. Okay. I didn't even read the UAP part. Holy smokers, chat. Chat, this is a real whistleblower. Chat, this is a real whistleblower. Bro. If this guy's dead, I just want to send condolences to his family right now. Because I'm convinced this guy's legit. This guy's a real whistleblower. He literally said right there at the end, wait, what? Oh my God. He says right here at the end, oh my God, stop with this. Okay. Boy, technical difficulties. He has top secret compartmentalized access with UFO unacknowledged special access. There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. Yo, this, if you're in the UFO community and you are not having a complete orgasm right now about what is going down with this, you are just completely hopeless. Hopeless. Any UFO like disclosure person who's not talking about this right now, don't ever trust them in the future. Do never trust them. Anything else they ever say in the future. If Ross Coulthart is not reporting on this like tonight, don't ever trust anything he ever says. The only people that would ever try to downplay this are people that are working with the government to try to spread a narrative. If you're a UFO person, you're looking at this and you're going, this guy just came out. He's like literally blowing the whistle, just gets found dead right now in the weirdest circumstances ever. And he's trying to tell us that we've got these anti-gravity drones and that China has figured them out. And we are in like at the brink. We're in a Mexican standoff right now. We're in this Mexican standoff looking at each other, and we are on the brink of total annihilation. We are on the brink of total annihilation. This is not like a situation where we're talking about nukes and shooting nukes off. The nukes, the moment the nukes come out of the, like, you know, whatever launch pads, they're going to get annihilated immediately by space lasers. Immediately. Space lasers are going to annihilate. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 of them. The space lasers are going to take out 1,000 of them within a minute. They're all going to get annihilated. Nukes don't matter. And then you have nuclear winter raining down on your own cities in Russia or whatever. The real scary thing is that we've got invisible balls of energy that we can just jam together and we can make a city disappear. City just isn't there anymore. Or we just annihilate the whole planet. Or we just do an extremely powerful electromagnetic pulse. It doesn't even destroy the buildings, but just all life just dies. All life just, boom, shuts down, short circuits. And you just don't get up ever again. Are you horrified yet? I hope you're horrified, because that's where your mindset needs to be right now. That's where your mindset needs to be. I'm not trying to make you afraid. You should never fear death. We're all going to die eventually. We should be aware. Be aware of the circumstances that we're in so that we can guide humanity to a new future that does not include us annihilating ourselves. And what's important here is to consider the implications of this. It's very likely we're going to have to change our way of life. And what we have to decide is, what parts of our way of life do we want to preserve? What do we want to preserve? If we have the capability for infinite energy, if we get to a point where we can upload our intelligence onto the internet, are biological beings obsolete? If we get to a point where we can have a Star Trek replicator and we can make anything that we want instantly, what is working What is having a job? How does somebody make more money than somebody else? Is capitalism even a thing anymore at that point? These are the questions that people should be asking. My name is Ashton Forbes. I am an influencer on social media and on YouTube. And I want other podcasters, anybody out there that wants to change the world that we're in, I want them to be talking about these topics and talking about them in a serious way. Not talking about aliens and how the aliens are going to make us just like more smarter, or all of a sudden we're going to be like totally altruistic because aliens exist. Like, oh yeah, aliens exist. Oh, we have to be all kumbaya. That's never going to happen. I want people that are looking at the situation realistically. They're going, okay, we are on the brink of annihilation here. What do we do to literally change the hearts and minds of people? How do we look at the future evolution of our species and start to plan for it? There's a very real reality in the future, potentially, where everybody just decides that physical bodies aren't even worth it. I just want to be on the computer. I just want to be on the cloud. We're already in that world, practically. People are like, hey, I'm just going to live my life on TikTok. Heck, I basically live my life on Twitter. I can't really judge. Are those people really going to choose to stay behind? Let's say, this is obviously something that would be 100 years in the future or more, but it's something that we should be preparing for. We are basically just cavemen or Amish people. For the people out there that think, I want to address, and I'm going to do some super chats here in a second. Oh, this guy's just inventing that. He's just making this up. Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't tell me about any of this stuff. How come I haven't seen? If this was real, I would have seen it on CNN. That's my favorite one. If this was real, I would have seen it on CNN. Oh, sweet summer child. Sweet summer child. No, this is very real. Humanity, we are not at the peak of all understanding of science and physics. We're barely at the beginning. That's the real story. We're barely at the beginning. And worse yet, we've basically had one hand behind our back. We've had one hand behind our back. That's the real situation of humanity in today's day and age. Believe it or not. And every single institution that you have been relied on to tell you the truth. Academia, to tell you the science. The experts on TV are telling me the science, everybody. This is all there is. Or the media, to report and give you the most accurate information the quickest. Or the government, to tell you when it's safe and when it's not safe. And to make you feel cozy all the time. All of those institutions are fraudulent. They've all been lying to you. They're all not in the know about what's really going on in this world. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's the truth. That's the hard truth. Okay, let's check this stuff out. Whew. Guys. Let's set up some of these donos. The plasma unification model is Malcolm Mendel's model. I think it's also similar to Walter Russell's. I haven't checked it out yet, but I did get a book. Somebody sent me one. Thank you very much for that. I have to go faster in these donations because this is blowing up apparently. Deniable plausibility. Ashton, you're awesome. Thank you. Lee Harris. Remember that message to Ashton Forbes? Do you ever get in contact with Randall Carlson? Yeah, I did talk to Randall Carlson. The link is definitely plasmoids. I feel like I can just spoil this. I actually am going to spoil this. You know what? Yeah, I am going to spoil it. I already know that Joe Rogan is going to interview Randall Carlson, that they've already supposedly had it planned for a long time. And they're going to talk about plasmoids, apparently. So if you see Randall Carlson show up on Joe Rogan and talk about plasmoids, well, I guess you heard it here first. And plasmoids are the answer as well. That's what we're talking about with these ball lightning stuff that's out there. That's the thing that I think that Randall Carlson knew about but didn't even realize And I think there might be some shapes, like could it be honeycomb shape or a toroidal shape, but just shapes in general are what allows for like the stability potentially of some of these balls of plasma and things like that. So I know that a lot of people hate on this idea of sacred geometry, but there is some merit to this idea of like certain shapes cause a resonance, and resonance is extremely important when tapping into this energy because it's like jiggling all the time. So hopefully that answers your question. Orbithon, thank you for your dedication. Ashton, I have learned a lot. What does that say? OBJ? Is that objection? I don't know what that means. Object? Maybe that's an image. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Masters of the Universe, 4 orbs. That's what that is. If you guys cannot read emoji, I am fluent in emoji. So that says we're going to war and we're fighting 4 orbs, ride or die for life, and hope all the aliens die on Saturn. Boom. I can read emojis. Total 90 Media, thank you for that donation. Man, there's a lot. JMBATL, unfortunately, this strikes me as mental illness married to a lot of cold hard truth. Do you have any idea on how hard you attack on how hard you're attacked mentally when you get too close to the sun? Yeah. Do you really think that they mastered gravity but didn't master the mind? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you're trying to say that psychotronics could be real, but yeah, they can they manipulate people's minds? Maybe. The question is like, what are the limitations of that? Are there ways that people can fight back from that? We don't know anything about psychotronics. There's like no literature about it. It's a lot of it's mostly just fantasy. And, you know, it doesn't mean it can't be real. Fantasy can be real. Star Trek's real. But, you know, we need more data on the psychotronic stuff. Now, the part that's important on this message, when people find out about this technology, a lot of people literally lose their minds. Literally lose their minds. A lot of people also just go all in on like, well, this means that the alien overlords are gifting us this technology and they're influencing our governments and all this stuff as well. A lot of people do that. And I don't blame them. I mean, learning that our whole lives are a lie, it's tough. And so you have to figure out where's the boundary between truth and fiction. For a lot of people, everything becomes fiction. I try to stay as grounded as I can and work my way up the ladder. Right now, I'm at the ladder where United States government is hiding technology that we would consider to be like 1,000 years more advanced than where we're at currently. And how do we bring that technology to the public without annihilating ourselves? I'm not at the reptilian, mantid people, mutators are, you know, impersonating Joe Biden. But with the right masks and makeup, well, we could get there. Just kidding, chat. Okay, Steven, thank you very much for the donation. How else do you get Trump's attention? How else do you get Trump's attention on question mark? Park in front of his. Oh yeah, park in front of his hotel right before you get to Whaled and let the fireworks go. Dead man switch. Yeah, dead man switch is rising. We got to go dig around after I finish these donations and see like what else can we find on the internet about this. I honestly haven't had much time to dig into this. This is breaking with respect to this whole email. And again, if you're new or you're just jumping in right now, this email was sent before he blew himself up. I mean, obviously it's not, but the point being like he was in communications that show his mental state right before this all happened. Rebecca, what are we being distracted from? I don't think that I don't like this, guys. I want to actually address this. And Rebecca, no disrespect to you. I think that the people that take it too far are generally the distraction people. Like everything's a distraction from something else. No, but sometimes just crazy shit happens. It's not a distraction from anything, just crazy stuff happens. Now, should you be vigilant to everything that's happening all the time? Absolutely. Because 2 things can happen at the same time. But we can track 2 things at the same time, even 3, 4. It's not a problem. So when crazy stuff like this happens, you shouldn't diminish it by just saying, well, what other crazier thing are they hiding us from? Because that leads you down this spiral where there's always a crazier thing going on. Now, if there is 2 things happening at the same time and one of them is overwhelming the other one, and we're not talking about this other crazy thing, that's the time where you can say, what are they distracting us from? I want better conspiracy theorists, guys. I don't want stupid conspiracies like the aliens are we're hiding alien life because everyone's minds will be blown when turns out there's a squid alien or a jellyfish or, a reptilian. No, my mind's not going to be blown by any of those things. I'll be like, yo, what up? Are you going to make our government any better? And they'll be like, nah. And I'll be like, okay, well then fuck off. Go back to Reptilia or the Draco planet, wherever you come from. Thank you. We don't need any more illegal aliens in this country. Oh, he got political, guys. He got political. Okay. He was a drone operator as well for the 10th special. Okay, now we're talking. Dropped a pin to Area 51. Chat, is this real? I'm going to switch over to the other chat and see. Chat, I need to know, is this real? There's so many comments that I can't even keep up. Did he actually drop a pin to Area 51 in one of the emails? And he was a drone operator? So he would have been one of the guys that maybe was controlling something like some crazy plasma orb? Yeah, okay. I'm ready to be all in on this, chat. I'm ready. Hold on, chat. It's happening. If people don't know what's happening right now, some people do. The hardcore followers know what's about to happen. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We are all in. The shit is going down. It's Dark Ashton time. There is some shit going down. This dude got straight up assassinated. Or he was blowing the whistle. This guy was blowing the whistle on the sketchy ass black ops bullshit that the United States government's doing. And he was revealing that we have some anti-gravity orbs. Bro, he might as well have been sending a letter to Ashton Forbes. He might as well have sent Ashton the letter to Ashton Forbes, guys. I'm just saying, at this point, like, what more do you want? If you're in the UFO community, this is a pretty big LARP to just kill yourself. Like, what's the counter story here? I'm trying to talk myself to any other story because I don't want to believe that we're like literally being gifted the exact thing that we would have needed to blow the lid off of this. This guy might have given his life to get this information to us. To be like, look, I'm part of Black Projects. I signed an NDA that said they can kill me if I start talking about it, and I'm just blowing the lid on it. Like, this guy escaped Squid Game. Ooh, cultural reference. For my people out there that don't know, Squid Game, season 2, pretty good. Not as good as season 1, but pretty good. Nobody escapes Squid Game. Nobody escapes Squid Game, guys. That's what we got going on right here. This guy was trying to escape Squid Game, and the people with the weird shapes on their faces were like, nope, that's not going to happen. Honestly, I want to say it again because it's so important. And now we're in Dark Ashton mode. It's especially important. Anybody in the UFO community that is not all over this right now, that's not all over this, reporting on it, you don't even have to be committing to a narrative, but you need to be all over this. Anyone in the UFO community not all over this story right now, don't listen to anything else they ever say ever again. If their spider sense is not going off with all of this, then I don't want to hear anything else. This is either the greatest LARP ever in human existence. This guy's either the greatest troll ever, and he's like, I'm going to write this elaborate troll, even though I'm literally in the military, just to troll the UFO community, and then I'm going to go blow myself up after I shoot myself in the head in front of Trump Tower in a Cybertruck that Elon Musk made. It's either the greatest troll in human existence, or this guy is legit, and I guess they killed him. Let's pretend like, you know what? Like, this is either epic trolling on the way out, as said here. I mean, this is epic beyond belief. And even if it's an epic troll at this point, what do I lose? If this turns out that, like, his next email is like him trolling or whatever, then bravo. Still, it was amazing content. I would read this story 10 times out of 10 times. If you're going to go kill yourself and have this whole elaborate backstory and start naming people and what have you, bravo. Give him the Oscar. Give him the Oscar. So that's why I'm saying anyone who's not reporting on this story, don't listen to anything else they're saying. Because if this is real, then the government is actively trying to cover this up right now, right this very second. Today, January, whatever the hell day it is today, 2025, where I don't count by days anymore. Now I count by number of terrorist attacks. I think we're on like 6 terrorist attacks in a few days. So it's day 6 terrorist attacks. So anyone not talking about this in the UFO community, don't listen to anything they say, because they'd be covering this up and they don't want people talking about it because like the evidence is just crazy. Like this is wild. And the idea here is the only way you make this go away is like you don't talk about it. You need minimization. I would doubt that the like CNN, those like the media companies, they'll like put it on like page 6. They'll be like page 6. Some conspiracy theorists online say that maybe there was an email that talked about some alien stuff. Like that's how they'll report on it. And then when you read it, you're like, wait, no, he was like literally listing off people's names, that he's like specialized, compartmentalized access with, unacknowledged special access programs. And he was a drone operator and like, everything about him is verifiable. Like, Jesus, man. And that's why I didn't wait to post this, because once you start to read information where it's verifiable information, where you're like, oh, all of this can be verified right away. It's going to be confirmed to be a joke immediately, or it's going to end up being real. So when you start getting a lot of verifiable information, it's like, okay, I'm throwing this out there. If it turns out it was fake, then I'll delete it and I'll, retract it or whatever. And that's the difference between the media, the mainstream media. They wait, they've got lawyers, they've got editors, they've got a process. They can't put information out there right away. Me, I can make a judgment call on it. I can look at it. I'm gonna make a judgment call. This is looking very legit. And if it ends up being legit, you want to be all over it and pulling information wherever we can. This is only a few days ago. So I consider this to be very early in an investigation. And from this point forward, we need to be looking at the intelligence community, the FBI, under a microscope. Every single thing they say. And the media needs to start asking hard questions about this guy's death. On these like press conferences they ask the stupidest questions. You get me out there, guys, I swear, we're going to be solving cases left and right. We're going to be solving cases left and right. But make me, what is it, a special prosecutor or some shit like that? These people ask the dumbest questions in the media. Like, let's get some answers. Like, hey, have you confirmed the names of these 2 people in this email and confirm that these guys, this is like, he worked with these people? Because if he did, it sort of adds like a whole lot of credibility to his statement. Like that. Like, how hard was that? That was an easy question. Didn't even go hard on that one. Or like, hey, here's another question the media should be asking to the FBI. Hey, have you talked to Avril Haines about how she's like supposedly leading some UFO fucking secret project where they're dripping out disclosure to us because the peasants can't handle it? And this guy also then just killed himself and he's saying that he's got secret UFO unacknowledged access program access. Like, this is how you nail these people, man. This is how you nail the Avril Haineses of the world. She's literally director of national intelligence. It all flows through her up to the president. Of course she knows. Why aren't we like talking to her, get her on the record about, hey, do you know about Matthew Levelsberger and how he just straight up weirdly killed himself in front of Trump Tower while he said that there's UFO unacknowledged programs that he was a part of? It's crazy, man. The media won't ask those questions, though. They won't ask those questions. It's true. And the reason why a lot of engineers are scared to talk to me is because they're probably afraid that I'll be able to see right through them. And I will be able to. I will be able to. I even know how these people are lying now. They just compartmentalize the information in their minds. If you're part of a secret program, you just put that information on one side of your brain and you keep it there. And then when people ask you questions, you only access information from the other side of the brain. Boom. And you can start to notice when people are doing it because they'll say stuff like, oh, the publicly available literature doesn't say that. And you're like, why do you say public there? Oh, because you're like separating some other information that you know about. Okay, let's finish this off because apparently we're not even done with this. I want more information, chat. I'm into this. I'm all in.
TSSCI with UAP, USAP access.
What is USAP? Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
So they didn't know what it was. Sean Ryan didn't know what USAP means. I talked to my sources, and my sources are the best. I'm not even joking right now. My sources are the fucking best. And my sources say that that's unacknowledged special access program. That is unacknowledged special access program that this guy had access to. The highest of the highest accesses. Which means this guy was flying fucking orbs around. Like they trusted this guy to be flying orbs around. I just want to say that if this guy's name was Lieutenant Commander Edward C. Lynn, I'd be going full John Wick right now. Full John Wick, 24/7 live streams. I would be looking up every single historical detail about Avril Hines' history that she's ever done in her entire life. If anything ever happens to Lieutenant Commander Edward C. Lynn, you know what? I'm going full screen. If anything like this ever happens to Lieutenant Commander Edward C. Lynn, I'm going full John Wick. And I'm not talking about going after the government. I'm talking about I'm going to find out every little dirty secret about every single person who's involved in the MH370 incident. I don't care if it's Barack Obama or Mike Obama and her huge dong. I don't care if it's James Clapper or John Brennan or Ron Pandolfi or Avril Hines. I will find everything there is to know about you if anything happens to Lieutenant Commander Edward C. Lynn. I'm 100% convinced that we're doing sketchy ass shit, super sketchy ass shit, and we are straight up just killing people and discrediting people, and you are not taking away my hero. You are not taking away my hero, Edward C. Lynn. No. No. I've been nice and I haven't gone and found Edward C. Lynn because I know he leaked those videos and I am eventually going to find him and get him to say it on record on a video. And no, before people ask, I've never talked to Lieutenant Commander Edward C. Lynn before. I've never talked to him, but I am going to find him at one point and I am going to convince him to make a video after he admits that he made those made those videos. After he admits he leaked the MH370 videos. Okay. I almost took it too far, chat, but not quite. I don't think that they can stick terrorist charges on me just yet. This is all satire, by the way. This should be all considered for entertainment purposes only.
But I checked his credentials on LinkedIn. So that was the first thing I did. I went to his LinkedIn page. First thing I noticed was all of his bona fides were in place. He has all the UAS training from USASOC and everything else. And so I said, okay, at least the guy knows what he's talking about with drones. That was a very rough dig into the guy. But my issue was I couldn't validate or verify any of this information. And I told him that. And how I responded to him.
Okay. We might have to break this. Guys, we might have to break this episode out. Hold on. Okay. Does anybody, okay, someone in the Discord post in the general chat if there's some kind of update to the case. I need like a link. Oh, okay. I got the drop pin now. Okay, here we go. We got the drop pin, chat. We're safe. I need like updates. Like this is such a breaking case that like I need people helping out with. And the problem is the stream's just it's on fire. Too much, chat. By the way, I love all you guys. Everybody in the live stream, everybody in the chat. I love you. My name's Ashton Forbes. I am going to be the world's greatest physicist one day. Deal with it, chat. Deal with it. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be. So hang around if you want to enjoy it. We like to make memes, dunking on nerds and on woke disclosure people. And then sometimes we make music. We do music sometimes. And then we do like science. We just like science. If I could really boil down MH370 into one phrase, I would say we like science. That's about it. We're making science cool again. Okay, I better hit up some donations real quick. Oh, Coldheart reported on it. Oh, there you go, Coldheart. Look at you, Coldheart. Bravo. Gold star for Ross Coldheart chat. What if former CIA Ryan? Sean Ryan. Okay, so you want my real opinion on Sean Ryan? My real opinion on Sean Ryan is that he's a genuine guy. I get a genuine vibe from Sean Ryan. I actually don't get a CIA vibe, but he is backed by the CIA. And when I say that, I mean that he has CIA connections and he still talks to those people. And I'm very sure that they convinced him not to talk to me, either because they said that, no, those videos are totally fake. No, that's not like what our stuff doesn't look like that. They either told him something like that, or they told him not to talk to me because it's a national security issue. And that's actually my opinion. Even Joe Rogan, maybe, but Sean Ryan, I'm almost 100% sure that's the situation. That's why when Sean Ryan whines about, you stealing my views, bro, you're a millionaire. You have like the hugest podcast ever. I'm just some small dude. Can you imagine? Sean Ryan was mad that I posted that. First of all, I just saw that on the internet. It's not like I stole it from his producer or something like that. I just saw it on the internet and reported on it. Goes to show. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting look into Sean Ryan's mind. I think I would be friends with Sean Ryan, though. I do. But yeah, don't call him a CIA shill because I don't really get that vibe from him. Fake manifesto. Dude, the problem is that manifesto is before he died. The manifesto is before he died. It's not like he wrote it that day and left it behind to be found. He was emailing somebody. Like he was going out of his way to convince somebody. Usually when you write a suicide note, you don't email somebody beforehand, talk them through it, because they'll try to talk you out of it. Pin drop. Oh yeah, I have the pin here. Hold on, let me pull this up. Sorry, chat. So here's the pin near Lincoln County, Nevada. Now this is where the LARP would be getting out of control now, right? Like now you're like, hey, you need to go to this location here. So I want to see like a more zoomed out thing. Thank you, UK. Appreciate it. Can I drop a Discord link? Yeah, I'll drop a Discord link. Also, guys, the only rule in the Discord is don't be a dickhead. Don't post gore or porn or some of the other crap that I have to ban people for. Just be a good person, right? If that's too hard, then don't do the Discord. There you go. Back to the donations. Yeah, when they're done with useful idiots, then they erase them. I'm a little behind on the stream, but can you imagine what the people will think when they say the United States government has to admit they teleported MH370? Imagine the hell the families will bring to the U.S. government for what they've done. Guys, when that day comes, and thank you so much, Todd. Those 2 huge donations. I noticed them both. That's exactly why I'm doing this. Like, honestly, this donation is so important. That was exactly my mindset when I first started. I was like, can you imagine if I am somehow able to convince enough people on this planet just by presenting evidence, not even trying to convince them, but just by putting the information out there, that the United States government is forced to admit that they teleported an airplane? That has to be one of the greatest stories ever, right? Random guy comes in with open source information, and one person uses social media and a podcast circuit to make enough pressure to force the U.S. government, just from the weight of the evidence alone, that they teleported an airplane the size of a city block. in an age where we're still messing around with fire rockets. We're messing around with fire rockets. We've got the most archaic, we're just like primitives, and we conventionally can convince or force the US government to admit that. That's the dream. That's honestly the dream. That day happens, I'll be smoking a blunt, I'll have the glasses on, I'll be sipping on whiskey. We're just going to be partying because I won't even care anymore because I'll be like, well, guess I'm one of the most famous people ever. Like, I mean, that's hard to compete with. Just objectively, it's hard to compete with. Never thought I'd spend 6 hours watching YouTube clips of Avril Hines and John Brennan pre-2020 with 600 views. My wife hates you, but I love you. No, dude, 100%. Like, it's crazy because this is a fun donation too, because once you realize these people are full of shit and they have additional information, it's fun to watch them and be like, how are they navigating these tough questions where they're like forced to lie or evade the question? Like, it's really just interesting. It's intriguing. I like watching it too. Oh, even I was at my barber and I was talking, my barber even brought this up where he's like, yeah, you can kind of tell when someone's like hiding something, right? Or there's like just something about them where they've, it looks like their personality kind of changed with respect to like Trump and Obama when they became presidents. It's like they were all about this UFO stuff. They're running and campaigning on it. And then all of a sudden they get super sketchy about it. It's like, I can't tell you anything or I'd have to kill you. You're like, is that a joke? Like Obama actually said something like that. And people were just like brushed it off, but he like wasn't like joking. That's Groom Lake. Okay, so this is Groom Lake. Let me pull this back up. Which, I don't know, does that add more credibility or less credibility? Could just be a big Bob Lazar fan, but he was guaranteed military. So to me, this screams this guy was working on a special access program, just like he said. He named names, and he saw something crazy, something they can't let come out. And it's not going to be aliens. This guy never mentions aliens. Never mentions aliens. There's no way that this is aliens. This was more of a situation of, yeah, and for the record, Sean Ryan, your thing's already got 700,000 views in 5 hours. So, you're fine. You got enough credit. No one's going to steal the credit from you, Sean Ryan. By the way, if a serious conversation with me when the time is right, probably would have at least 1 million views right now. So if people are like, if you do care about views, which I do not, then I bring the heat. I bring the heat every time. I'm not playing around. We're red pilling people in real time. Just nonstop red pills. Darkness is spreading, everyone. Darkness, everybody. You guys have now realized my love for Dave Chappelle. So yes, this is neat. So he left this pin as well. I mean, this is a better story than Bob Lazar. You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Well, it's all spicy hot takes tonight. This story already is a better story than Bob Lazar. Why? Because this guy's guaranteed military. He's pinning where he worked on a map. Bob Lazar didn't do any of that. He just said, oh, it's S4. It's this other place. This guy's literally pinning his location. He's explaining the situation in the context of the world we're in right now with his drone technology. He's firsthand, based on his clearances, has experienced the technology. I would guarantee this guy has like basically been on a computer controlling orbs spinning around a plane. So this guy is exactly what we need. This guy's a modern day hero. I literally hope he's still alive right now. I'm praying that he's still alive. We need this guy. Ashton for Secretary of Disclosure. Exactly. Let's just make up a fake position for me. Like, dude who's going to give us all free energy. Let's just call it that. Thank you. You're playing your role well for them and don't even realize it. No disrespect, but anyone shouting anything they don't want kept quiet dies young. I like you. You're hot. Thank you, Sudi. I appreciate it. Yeah. No, I agree. I actually do agree. You think I don't realize it? You think I don't realize that I'm being played in a game? Of course I realize it. 100%. And if the system wants to play me, then I'll play the system right back. That's my answer. Now, I realize that I'm clearly a pawn in the situation, but you know what happens to a pawn when it gets to the end of the board? It turns into a queen. Then it can do anything it wants. You know, keep that in mind. Tastes good. And thank you for that donate. Whoa. Bert, what are you doing? I forgot to set the donation thing, guys. I don't even know how. Thank you very much. This is huge. I spent my entire life in tech, now retired. You have convinced me. Man, I love like how many people like Bert. Thank you so much, Bert. So many people. My favorite was when I was at the Cosmic Summit and an aerospace engineer comes up to me and she's like, I spent my whole life in aerospace engineering and I listened to you and I was like, everything that I've been doing is obsolete. Imagine like you have the wherewithal and the humility to look at your work and realize, yep, there's this whole avenue that's clearly been missed. I can tell when I'm working that all my colleagues are NPCs and they don't realize that this stuff we're working on, we're just basically, you know, punching a check, punching the clock, you know. Yeah, those are the best ones. That's when I learned like, wow, we have a really amazing community with MH370X, which is not like some internet troll group. Like it's real people that realize we've literally been getting lied to about physics. Academia has failed us and they should have been able to figure this out a long time ago, like a long, long time ago. The problem with academia is like, it's not just like academia should get time to catch up or whatever. Like academia should have figured this out in the 70s, like 50 years ago, academia should have figured this out. For academia to miss it for that long is just means that academia has failed. Peer review process has failed. Ego and hubris and gatekeeping in the academic community has literally held humanity back for 50 years. If they acted more like journalists and less like entitled people that said, I got my PhD, you have to respect me now, then academia would be okay, but it's not. So thank you very much, Bert. I appreciate you, man. Dragonfly. For the Woo audience, the military was involved in UAP revealed by Raw in 1981, Session 8 of the Raw Contacts. Okay, there you go. If you're interested in that. For the Woo aspect, the most interesting aspect for me is there any mechanism by which we could control these objects with our minds? My current belief is no, but some credible people have tried to convince me otherwise. So I'm keeping my mind open to it. Generally, to me, there's a much, much simpler answer, and that answer is computers and AI. If Elon Musk can land a rocket on 2 chopsticks, then I'm feeling pretty confident that we can have an orb spin around in 3-dimensional space with no problem whatsoever. Stephen Greer had a whistleblower coming. Yes. What I've heard is that actually might be real. And that if I had to guess people that were going to get the scoop like that, it seems like it's going to be something that's going to be kind of contrived. Like, oh, we're going to go to like Ross Coulthart, and like Ross Coulthart's going to have us with like shadow on our face, and we're telling the story of how we escaped from the special access program. The story I like are the one with this guy that blew himself up, because like now we can follow this evidence and we can build a real story, as opposed to like some shadowy guy. And trust me, this isn't totally fake. Like I'm just, I'm hiding from my life, but I'm too afraid to make myself public. Secretary of Disclosure. Yeah. Wait, did I already show that one? Or I guess there's 2 votes for Secretary of Disclosure. Audrey, thank you very much. Complicit, thank you very much as well. Blowing up the Tesla truck was actually a SpaceX diss. Elon's still using rockets. That might be in poor taste. The guy just really didn't like conventional rockets. Thank you, Robert Smith. Thank you, One Tac Tundra. FBI warning hospitals in southern Texas of radiological event. Yeah, I'm not worried about radiation, guys. This stuff is, you don't worry about radiation with these kind of weapons. These kind of weapons just are instantly kill. So the worry about radiation, that's like an 80s fear thing. Don't be worried about like, oh, the radiation's coming for me. Nah, man. Not how it works. You're already dead before the radiation gets to you. You'd be in Dylan's top 5. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. Oh, Queen Ashen. Yas, Queen. Thank you. Okay, guys. Okay. Whew. If Stephen Greer tries to take credit for this, then we'll know he's full of shit. There's no way that Stephen Greer, because this guy's not emailing Stephen Greer here. He's not emailing Stephen Greer. Okay, I'm going to try to skip ahead in this interview and find the part where he's reading this email. Does he just start by reading it? Oh, hold on. Sean Ryan, don't be angry and copyright strike me either. This is for educational purposes or whatever people say.
Hold military leaders accountable, which is why you received the email from the Green Beret. And because of your background, you come across terminal CWO. You're to intelligence officer and understand the information war. In 2020, you were still on active duty. You started a social media.
Okay. We got to back it up. What?
Can't give it 100% credibility.
Right.
I think you would agree with that as an intelligence analyst.
100%.
And then additionally, there are a few names, two, I believe, that we are redacting from this because they are still operational. There's one more thing. I want to give a little background on you. Retired from the Army in 2023 as a CW2 intelligence officer and understand the information war. In 2020, you were still on active duty. You started a social media account where you intended to share.
I got you. Okay, he was talking about the information. This guy understands the information war. It is an information war. That's why. Okay, so here's the email. Okay, I mean, it looked like there were more emails though, right? Oh, here are these text messages. Let's listen to this.
I think you said you had mentioned that you had received a message from somebody that says nobody's heard of this guy. Tim sent me a picture of him shooting with this guy. And I don't know if I should release that photo or not, but
they did.
Tim,
okay, bro. I mean, people are like sending pictures in, being like, yeah, he was just a normal dude. We were like shooting one together and stuff like this. Like, this is just every single red flag. Like, I couldn't have dreamed up a better scenario for like a situation where the cover up of trying to kill somebody gets completely like just exposed instantly. Exposed instantly. Because this he shows he's just a normal guy. He's not some crazy nutball guy, right? If you're going to do an episode on the Cybertruck guy, USAC wants to give context as to who he is. I knew Matt. The guy was in good standing. His peeps thought well of him. He was on his way to better stuff. Holy shit, chat. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Guys, this message right here, that message right there is like, that's the government jumping in going, look, I want to give you an on-the-record statement right now that this guy was legit. There was nothing wrong with him. He was in good standing. This means that they actively do like psychological profiles on people. His friends thought he was good. And he was on the way to better stuff. Goes to show you he's not like in a desperate situation. I'm actually like now, I mean, this has got me sitting here thinking, holy shit, man. We might have caught him red-handed. I hope this guy's still alive. I don't think he is. My guess is they killed him and they drove the car to Trump Tower as a message to Trump to not reveal this technology. That's my message. That's what I'm feeling right now. It might be totally wrong, guys. I just want to throw my stream of consciousness out there right now. I think they killed him. They remote controlled the car in front of Trump Towers and they blew it up. There might be a lot more information here. You guys are experiencing this with me in real time.
Tim basically told me this. So I got the POA's number, the public affairs officer, sent it to Jeremy and Tim. He talked to them. And what they wanted us to know was that this guy was an upstanding soldier, an excellent operator, was moving on was moving towards retirement and moving on to basically enhance the future of warfare. They wanted us to know that. Then the PA officer
you wanted to enhance the future of warfare. Okay, guys, my spider sense is actually like just going fucking wild right now. It's actually, I might have to chill for a second. Like, this is getting too crazy for me. This is just getting too crazy. Like, guys, just look at this through my perspective for a second. Haters and lovers alike. This is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life, by far. I had General Mike Flynn in my replies today saying he likes my report. It's the first time he's ever replied to any of my posts ever. First time General Flynn's ever replied. And it happens to be about this case where this guy is claiming we've got anti-gravity drones and he's worked on them. He's probably operated them. And he's literally trying to escape to Mexico. It just feels like I'm directly above the target. And it feels like we're in the progress right now of making history. That's what it feels like. It's wild. Every day is just another chapter in the movie.
Sounds like almost jokingly said, which I don't know why you would joke about this, said that
for the people who are wondering, I just saw somebody. Yes, I'm 100% serious about Michael Flynn. General Flynn has been asked about me. In fact, I think I have it. Let me see.
There's somebody that on the internet that has been talking about the technology the United States government has had in relation to the MH370, the airplane that went missing, that to this day we still don't know. Ashton Forbes on X. And he says that the United States government has incredible amount of technology that we would be...
You'd be blown away.
We'd be blown away.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Why am I not playing this, actually? Now that I think about this, why am I not just like playing this on repeat for you guys? General Flynn replied to me for the first time today. Blown away. Blown away.
There's somebody that on the internet that has been talking about the technology the United States government has had in relation to the MH370, the airplane that went missing, that to this day we still don't know. Ashton Forbes on X. And he says that the United States government has incredible amount of technology that we would be...
You'd be blown away.
We'd be blown away.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. We'd be blown away, chat. We would be blown away. So yeah, Flynn's known about me. He was asked in context of MH370. Flynn probably knows. Flynn can't talk because they'll probably kill Flynn if he were to talk. You guys want to know my real opinion? Going back to this.
Somebody that on the internet that has been talking about the technology the United States government has had in relation to the MH370, the airplane that went missing, that to this day we still don't know. Ashton Forbes on X. And he says that the United States government has incredible amount of technology that we would be...
You'd be blown away.
We'd be blown away.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
It would not surprise me. I don't go wild with this accusation because I don't know for a fact, but it would not surprise me if people like General Flynn and other people in the know literally like if they talk about it, like their NDA might say that they can like ruin their life or kill them or something crazy like that. Like their NDA might have like some kind of clause in there. It's like, if you talk to anybody about this, like, and you die, like there's no liability for anybody you ever worked with. Something crazy like that. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And this is what I'm telling you is like these people like have to compartmentalize what they know versus what they're allowed to talk about publicly. I have a lot of clips like that, by the way, chat. Not just only of Flynn, but I have another one. You want another Flynn one? I think this one's even better.
Is so deeply corrupted and has been for many, many years. And when we think about why, what is it that we are hiding and what do we need? Why do these people want to continue to get away with these things in the future? And one of the things that I talk about in the movie which is interesting because I do talk about this. There's now, there's a couple of types of assassinations, right? There's the physical assassinations that used to take place in the 60s and 70s because people could get away with it. The forensics capabilities, the DNA analysis, we didn't have any of that stuff. So now the assassination is by narrative. I think, and the CIA has too much control over all elements of our government. Okay, I mean, we know, and this is touched on in the movie. We know the relationship that they have with the media. Okay, so and they've had a long-term relationship with going back to Hollywood, right? Inside of our own government, in order to control the outcome of events or to control the outcome of budgets, to control the outcome of decisions. This is where the intelligence community and principally the CIA has placed themselves in positions of authority and power. And this also includes the legislative branch, right? The CIA is supposed to be an executive branch element, led by the president, whoever the president of the United States. But when you start looking at staffers in Congress, when you start looking at people in the judiciary, particularly in Washington, D.C., and where they came from, it's kind of that pendulum of, okay, we got to get some people over here. And this goes back a long.
Chat, I'm not going to be afraid to say it. I like General Flynn a lot. And yes, I believe every single thing he's saying right there. I believe every single thing General Flynn is saying right there. No, I don't think he's not credible or whatever. People, they call him a traitor. You know what you do when you want to discredit somebody? You say, oh, he's a traitor. Was he a traitor of? What did he do? Why should I think the man's a traitor? Oh, because he's literally blowing the whistle on our evil black project operations that we're doing where we're fucking killing people. No, to me, that's a hero. That's a hero in my book. Traitor, hero, whatever. Everybody else, too. Like, this is the thing. There's a guy, Ariel, on Twitter. I like him. I like him, actually. But he's trying to divide this wedge that doesn't need to exist. Oh, Mike Flynn's a traitor of the Trump administration. Bro, who cares, man? Who cares? We're not in a situation of black and white. It's not good and evil out there, man. That's not how this works. We're in a situation of shades of gray. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's also out to try to do what they think is best for humanity. When General Flynn is out there talking about the CIA doing these horrible operations and killing people, yes, they've done that. Yes, they've done that. And they're probably still doing it. We might be talking about a story where they literally did it. That's why I like General Flynn. Because I get the impression from him that he's somebody that's seen the dark stuff from the inside. He was director of the Defense Intelligence Agency. Potentially wall the DIRDs, the Defense Intelligence Reference Documents. Let me say that again. The DIRDs, the Defense Intelligence Reference Documents. It's hard to say. There are 38 scientific papers. This is like the Rosetta Stone of secret government technology. The DIRDs. He might have been in charge when those were commissioned by the DIA to Hal Puthoff. I don't know who the good guys are, the bad guys, whatever. I'm not on anybody's side. I really don't give a shit about all that. And like, who doesn't like who? Because we've got some middle school feud. So because you kicked my shins, I'm going to not let everybody have free energy. I'm not into all that. I'm into giving the power back to the people. Give us the surveillance capability. Give us the free energy. And then we can just go say, fuck off, Mr. Government. You go do whatever crazy, evil shit you want to do. I'm going to go live in the woods by myself, away from everybody else, and just live this life out, this precious life I've been given, in peace. Rants per hour are going up, chat. Rants per hour are going up.
And between us, which why the fuck would a POA officer say between us? I mean, if they didn't want us to know that information,
Right,
then they just wouldn't have told us that. But they wanted us to know, obviously, that the DNA with his supposed child was not a match. And so I think what they were trying to do is basically make this out to be, oh, this is why this happened. He got bad news that that's not his child, and so that's why he did it. But with all the other context, especially with the 2019 incident, which was obviously a cover-up, I think that has a major role in this. The other thing is,
bro, they're trying to spread some story that he did this because it turned out his kid might not be the baby's daddy. Yo, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Hold on, I gotta go full screen. CIA or whatever other intelligence spook pieces of shit or whatever. If you're gonna try to spread some story that this guy did this elaborate thing where he took his Cybertruck in Vegas, took it off-road to Vegas while he was going to Mexico to blow it up in front of Trump Tower because he found out he wasn't the baby's daddy. Just GTFO, bro. GTFO. Go find a new narrative. Fire that script writer. They're awful. Find a script writer that knows creativity a little bit more than that. That's just not believable in the context of the information the person is providing for us. Oh, yeah, my baby daddy. Turns out I'm not the baby daddy. I'm so angry. I'm going to go do a road trip to Vegas and blow myself up while I screech about how the United States government is hiding anti-gravity technology drones and in a war with China behind the scenes. Come on, man. Chat, what a day. I can't believe that this day is real. This is just wild. Okay, what else we got?
I started receiving a lot of messages from one of the redacted names who's a DEA agent, the one that he's talking about in the email to you. We got it from multiple sources, one of which was actually a videographer for me, I think 4 years ago. He worked for me a very short period of time. I had to let him go. He joined the Army, went to OCS, became an Army officer, sent me a text, super freaked out. Apparently he was on some rafting trip with somebody that knows the DEA officer and said, hey, this guy's still operational. He wants his name redacted.
Wow.
Not the only one. Then I received a message from another.
So basically, those people that the guy named are 100% legit people. That's what's important about right there. So what Sean Ryan just said is like those people that were in the email are 100% real. He spoke to legit people. Sean Ryan 100% has government spook contacts. Okay. Oh boy. Now that I'm thinking, man, Sean Ryan's revealing a lot of information here. So why did Sean Ryan not talk to me? Why did Sean Ryan not want to talk to me? It was very weird. I'm going to give you, now that I'm thinking about it more, Sean Ryan was interested. He DM'd me. He said, like, hey, I want to get you in touch with my booking agent or whatever the girl's name was. And I emailed her. I sent her all this information about the evidence of the plane, and they never emailed me back. Never emailed me back. He didn't unfollow me on Twitter. He still followed me and still follows me, but he never emailed me back. Never was interested. He's been interviewing people talking about Bigfoot and remote viewing and other psychic power stuff, but never wanted to talk about MH370. This was over a year ago. This was like last November or last October. And the problem is that Sean Ryan has shown that he has intelligence community connections. No question, no doubt he does. And they want to manage the information that comes out to the public. If too many people hear what Ashton Forbes has to think, for example, then the situation will get to a point where they have to respond. And if they respond, whatever they say could be falsified. It could be shown to be a lie. Or falsifiable. So this is the part where I'm skeptical of Sean Ryan. The first question I'm going to have for Sean Ryan, whether or not we talk privately or publicly, I would probably privately first would be, so what was it that was preventing you from talking to me? Was it that you just didn't believe that we could teleport an airplane? Did you think that I was hurting the families? Or were you told by your intelligence assets and and friends that what I was doing was fake? Or did they tell you not to talk to me because this damages national security? Those would be my first questions for Sean Ryan. I don't know the answer, and I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. I understand no matter what the perspective is. But this is the part where when Sean Ryan is angry that I'm taking credit for reporting on this, well, this is like not just right up my alley, but this is like a direct shot right at me. Like this is like a direct shot. Like I haven't felt like this targeted since the letter to Ashton Forbes. And the letter to Ashton Forbes called Diego Garcia Whistleblower, letter to Ashton Forbes. I re-uploaded it on my channel after a year later and added graphics to it so people can see how insanely accurate it is. It's scary. It's actually scary. Because the only person that could have written that is either someone that knew what really happened to the plane or somebody that knows just as much as me about the mystery of the plane. This is the next closest thing because this guy's out here talking about drone, super advanced anti-gravity drone technology, which we're going to find out is plasma drone. That's the secret to anti-gravity, to make anti-gravity really easy, as opposed to like some very advanced metamaterial where you can make a UFO like a flying saucer. Flying saucer is very difficult from a physics perspective. It's a lot easier to just have a drone of plasma that's a sphere that just floats around. That's really easy. So do we have the drones of plasma that can float around? Yes. Does China have it? Yes. The reason, and again, I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not somebody who has any level of chill, and I'm not somebody that's going to lie to you for whatever reason, sensationalism reasons or anything like that. China saw this video and they figured it out. The same way that I figured it out is that China had some smart people and they were like, oh, this video is not VFX. They were like, China, the United States has some crazy advanced technology that they used on the plane and zapped it out of the sky. And they figured out how to do it. This is also probably part of the reason why Salvatore Pais's patents were allowed to be made public. The Sal Pais patents were allowed to be pushed to the front because they knew China already had it figured out. Let me repeat that. The reason why the Salvatore Pais patents were allowed to go to the public was because the intelligence communities already knew that China had figured it out. And after China had figured it out, you might as well let the patents become public knowledge. It doesn't hurt anymore after that. Okay, let's go back to the stage on this. And by the way, just in case you're curious, like I estimated how many viewers we would have tonight, and you guys already blew it completely out of the water. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys trust me to give you the most accurate, unbiased information about advanced technology that most NPCs on this planet would literally just melt down on. Absolutely.
A very close friend of mine who's been on the show several times is just absolutely mind-blowing. And so I've asked her if she would contribute to the newsletter and give us a weekly intelligence brief.
Oh, okay. I thought that was another letter. So is there, I thought people are telling me there's more emails, but I don't know where they're
62 and your X account.
Same as whore.
All right, here's the message traffic. Hey, man, this is an active duty SFTM sergeant out of 10th. I want to blow the whistle on our activities in a certain place. I'm willing to sit down with you on the 31st in Flagstaff or do it remotely via phone. Must be done before the 31st as I'll be leaving. So we'll be sending this to the FBI as well.
What? That was the first email? Wait. What? Yeah, I'm checking the Discord, guys. Holy shit. Oh my God, chat. It is happening. It is fucking happening in real time. Oh my God. Okay, we're switching over to the other one. Sean Ryan is leaving. This is a real tweet by Sean Ryan. My family and I are disappearing for a few days. My account will be active, but it will not be me behind the wheel. What we are about to release is mind-boggling and will raise a lot of questions. Oh my God, chat. Okay, like the stream, subscribe to the stream, guys. Whatever you have to do, like, we need to bring attention to this. I'm at the point now where we need to be bringing attention to this right now. Make this go viral, whatever we have to do. Once I start seeing about Sean Ryan, like he's now afraid for his life and shit. Yeah. Wow, dude. Wow, dude. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, guys, I'm just catching up, man. You got to realize, like, I've been busy all day. I can't even tell you who I've been talking to today. Like, do you not understand what I'm telling you guys right now? Yeah, so when these guys were reading it, these guys, Sean Ryan and the dude, they didn't even know what unacknowledged special access program was. So, guys, I talked to a source. I can't talk about, obviously, when I talk about sources, I generally don't even like to bring it up. But if I could tell you guys anything, I would tell you 100%. I talked to sources that are very extremely, extremely legit, unimpeachable sources that brought this letter to me up and said that unacknowledged special access program is what this guy was connected to. That's what they're talking about with that acronym. Sean Ryan and this guy didn't even know in the video what they were looking at. And this is the part where I was saying, like, Sean Ryan should have dropped this immediately. I don't think he even realized how hot this is. This is shit that, like, you go mega viral, because it's hard to deny the evidence of what we're looking at here. This guy was killed, man. This guy was fucking killed. At this point, I'm basically 100% sure. Is there? I gotta find that there's someone, supposedly some other email. I'm looking around. We need Tulsi Gabbard to get to the bottom of this. We need less spam in my general Discord as well. I'm looking for the evidence. Oh, so this is the people saying this could have been written by a schizophrenic person experiencing a psychotic break. Okay. Who is this douchebag? Who's this douchebag? Dude, I can't stand this, dude. Because people's minds are being broken, they resort to shit like this. Human David Hermati. Like, this guy, this Human David Hermati jackass, this guy is going to be the kind of guy who's going to blow his brains out when he finds out that his entire life was a lie and that everything that he thought was true is fake. Like, this is the problem. There's no reason whatsoever to believe the guy was crazy. None at all. So far, what we've looked at, no reason to believe that. A lot of these people, it's cognitive dissonance. Is that if what is being said here is real, that means their entire lives have been a lie. Everything they've ever accomplished is fraudulent. That's what happens. So I want you guys to understand this. Like, I'm not joking and I'm not trying to put that guy down. I'm literally telling you this is what we're up against. Is we're up against people that, if it turns out they were wrong, their entire lives are over. So another threat to SpaceX. Man, guys, I can't even keep up. 189 new messages in my Discord. I'm trying to look through, guys. Also, I believe the FBI basically confirmed that the letter was real. Whether or not the content is real, they didn't necessarily review, but the letter itself was real. There might be another letter. Okay, we got something else here, chat. Real time right now, happening in real time. We're breaking this right now. Fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves. Military and vets move on DC starting now. Militias facilitate and augment in this activity. Occupy every major road along federal buildings and the campus of federal buildings by the hundreds of thousands. Lock the highways around down with semis right after everybody gets in. Hold until the purge is complete. Try peaceful means first, but be prepared to fight to get the Dems out of federal government and military by any means necessary. They all must go, and a hard reset must occur for our country to avoid collapse. Master Sergeant Matt Livelsberger. Wow, Special Forces Group. Dude, this guy's Special Forces, bro. Wow. Wow. No, that's probably real. That's probably real. Sounds perfect. Why? So what I want to explain is this. A lot of people listen to this right here, and I can see you yelling fake. It's probably not fake. Could be, but it's not, I doubt. I doubt it's fake. The reason would be this. Why is this possibly real? This is the question we should ask. This is what I want you guys to understand. So listen up, stop yelling fake or whatever in the chat. Just listen for a second. What happens when people realize that we've been hiding this technology that's like 1,000 years more advanced than where we're at right now? Is that it breaks their mind. Literally breaks your mind. Because you begin to realize the depths of deception go so far beyond what you were ready for. A lot of people were ready for, oh yeah, like Hillary Clinton killed Seth Rich. Like they're ready for that. They're ready for like, yeah, Hillary Clinton killed Seth Rich, but they're not ready for we've been hiding free energy from the world, and there's an elite ruling class of assholes who basically uniparty assholes who don't think that we deserve it, that they feel like they're better than us and that we're just cattle. That's the place where a letter like this comes from. A letter like this comes from a place where, like, you just learn that we are slaves and that our entire reality is a lie, and that the deep state entrenched in the intelligence community basically just puts on a fictional performance for us, and that every day we've ever lived in this world is a complete fabrication. And then people freak out. They freak out and they write stuff like this, where they say the only way we're going to fight back is if we shut down all the roads and we fight back as a people. Now, the situation is it's a little bit naive, because what that person doesn't realize is that most of those people are asleep. They're in the matrix. They're plugged in. They don't care about any of that. They're going, I just want to live my fake life, and I want to pretend like all this stuff isn't real. That's what those people are thinking. It's hard to accept that, but that's the truth. That's why for someone like me, I just say, I know we have this advanced technology. Aliens could come and knock on my door, and I would invite the nice manted people in. And I would say, can I get you some sugar cubes? Here you go. Have some sugar cubes. And they would say, oh, well, aren't you freaked out? I'm a mantis person. And I'd say, nah, you look like a chill dude. You want to inject some marijuanas? You want to drink some Fireball? We'd have a good time. Aliens don't freak me out. In fact, super dark projects where we're just like disappearing people off the face of the earth and having teleportation technology, that doesn't freak me out either. They're like, oh, if Eric W. Davis came here right now and was like, hey, do you want to walk through a Stargate with me? I'm going to go to a deep underground military base and walk through a Stargate, and then I'm going to show up in Beijing. I'd be like, yeah, cool, I'll come with, but I want to watch you go through first. But if you do it, I'll do it. 100%. I wouldn't even faze me. Wouldn't even faze me even a little bit. And that's the difference between me and some of these other people that just like go full on, like, you know, the Nephilim are coming and the end times are upon us and what have you. No, I welcome it. I'm hoping for the meteor. Guys, people that are afraid of Apophis wiping us out or a meteor, we got way eviler shit happening on this planet right now. That's nothing. I welcome the meteor to come wipe us out. Boy, it's probably going to be a way worse than that, unfortunately. That's the easy way out. The meteor just wiping us out is the easy way. Like, it's going to be a lot darker than that. That's how jaded I am, man. For people who are like, hey, how jaded is Ashton Forbes? How can Ashton Forbes absorb, like, basically infinite amount of trolling and fake shit that they say? Well, I'm jaded beyond belief. I'm jaded beyond belief. Okay, what else we got? Damn, this is weird. Man, you guys, yeah, if you have any more updates, put them in the Discord. More weird stuff, chat. Oh, and I'm going to do some donations here as well. Wow. Las Vegas Cybertruck blast suspect Matthew Livelsberger took place in a military TV reality competition on the History Channel. Well, Jesus Christ. That, I mean, it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Guy literally took part in a reality competition. Who earlier was saying MK Ultra? Whoever was saying MK Ultra earlier, your stock is rising rapidly. I don't even know anything about MK Ultra other than it's some sort of mind control thing. And I'm not really big into the conspiracy stuff, but whoever is saying MK Ultra, your stock is rising. Is this story going to get weirder before it gets less weird? I'm starting to think that it's just going to get even crazier. I mean, seriously, like, we're already off the deep end at this point. Turns out this guy was also just in a reality TV show. Man, okay. Oh, boy. I don't even know if I want to look for more evidence at this point. Guys, does anybody know if there was actually, like, was there really another email? Because I don't see it in the Sean Ryan thing. Literally, guys, like, let's just recap here, okay? Jesus, man. I can't believe this is all happening. Sean Ryan has gone into hiding after the podcast that he just released. I might have to make a Twitter post, like, to protect Sean Ryan. I can't believe this is the reality that I'm living in right now. I might be making a Twitter post after this live stream to help protect Sean Ryan because some guy that blew himself up, according to the mainstream media, has now been uncovered that there are a bunch of emails that he sent out beforehand, basically blowing the whistle on unacknowledged special access programs regarding UFO technology. Never mentions aliens one time. This is important. Zero mentions of aliens. Zero mentions of aliens. Zero. All reporting that the United States and China have some extremely advanced exotic technology. Let's go back to this. Bro's talking about sending stuff to the FBI and just go disappearing. If you want to know how big the balls are that I've got, I've been blowing up the United States government, every single secret that they have on this planet Earth for the last 16 months. And I don't even have a firearm. I don't know if I should even be advertising that, but you know what? That's how big my balls are. I don't even have a firearm at the moment, and I don't even care if anything happens. I don't even care. Okay, I got to fly through some donations. There's a lot. Did you get your new production crew? Not yet. We're talking about it. We're going to make it happen. And now, after all of this, they're going to be super excited to talk to me. In fact, I probably have more leverage than I had before. I probably don't even have to give them as much as I was planning. Could Area 51 be the decoy where Thomas Thompson Brown's craft and back engineered? Yeah, it could be. It could be related to Thomas Thompson Brown. Absolutely. Solid blue shirt you wore a few nights ago was the right look, plus the camera. Okay, well, thank you. I guess I have a set designer or whatever here. It's just me here. It's just me here dressing myself, just wearing normal people clothes. Eric Spencer again. Hey, thank you very much for that huge donation earlier. Some people chant want the Discord. Yeah, I put it a few times. I'll put the Discord in again just because Eric Spencer did a huge donation earlier. Let's see here. Radiation event was meant for possible dirty bomb. Yeah, I think that's all bullshit. The dirty bomb, guys, dirty bomb stuff is like 90s, like Jack Bauer and 24 shit. We're if you're still on like dirty bombs, you are like not even caught up to where we're at right now. We're talking electromagnetic device death rays that will wipe out our life. And even if it was just like 100 yards, even if it was just a football field, imagine detonating an electromagnetic device that could kill everybody in the range of a football field. Like say during a national championship game or something like that. Also, if the FBI is watching, everything I'm saying right now should be considered LARP and for entertainment purposes only. Thank you. Appreciate that. Miss Shauna Dean, thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate it. Whoa, another huge donation. Man, this is crazy. The guy's donations. Thank you, future Sean. Ashton, towards the end of that Sean Ryan interview, the guy being interviewed says Matt Livelsberger changed his safety number after the explosion. The guy being interviewed thinks he's alive and has no idea how he would be able to change that if he were dead. Well, I have sadly, thank you for that huge donation, by the way. I sadly have another answer for you. The NSA and the CIA hacked all his devices, and they can basically just change all his devices and make sure nobody gets access to it. So if I kill somebody, the very next thing I need to do is I need to erase every piece of information that he put on the internet and erase everything on his phone that the authorities have not gotten access yet, and make it impossible for them to get access to it. Also, I'm going to actually expose something else right now. You can take it or leave it, believe it or not believe it. I don't care. But the intelligence communities can literally jump the gap. What does that mean? I'm going to say it again. The intelligence communities can jump the gap. That means that even if your device is air gapped, they can still access it. You heard me correctly. Yes, I'm making that claim. The intelligence communities can literally drop a virus on you while you're not even connected to the internet and on your own internal intranet. They can jump the gap right through the air. That's where they're at right now. So if you think that you're safe, I guarantee you there's no chance that you are. Everything that you have, every device that you have can be hacked. Every encryption that you have can be unencrypted. There is nowhere to hide, period. I get the feeling that this guy, Matt Livelsberger, I get the feeling that he knew that as well, acutely knew of that information. Thank you, Jerry, for that super sticker. That's huge. Art of Delphi, Happy New Year. I resolve to tattoo a dark Ashton sometimes. No, I don't want my face on anyone's arm or anything weird like that. Just do like some orbs or something if you demand that you do something about this. Please don't tattoo my face anywhere. This is also for the future in like 100 years, 50 years. I don't want any cults formed around me, and I don't want any pictures or faces of me on anyone's arms or anything like that. So now that we've settled all that, there we go. Let's go back to just being normal people, treating people like other normal human beings. This is becoming public knowledge and may impact NDAs. Yeah, I'm actually excited about this. Is that this is becoming a part where like we're getting to a situation where the people that don't talk about this, it becomes revealing. Like, why is Elon Musk not talking about this? Why are some people that are connected to defense contractors? Why is Peter Thiel not talking about this? Like, who are the people that are not talking about this? And, it turns out they have NDAs and they are defense contractors and they have huge contracts with the government or the CIA, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm starting to wonder, like, you can start to pick out who are the people that are controlled and who are the people that are not. Because this story is already off the chain. Completely off the chain. Percentage unidentified. Strange. I just saw Ross tell Jesse not to look into Area 51 image. Not to tell Ross to look into the Area 51 image. Yeah, dude, I don't trust Ross Coulthard. I'm not sure I can trust Jesse either, to be honest with you. I want to trust him, but It's not that I don't think that he's an independent thinker. I think that everybody is manipulated by peer pressure. Everybody is manipulated by peer pressure. If all your friends are telling you something's fake, you're going to believe it's fake. If all your friends are telling you someone's an asshole, you're going to think they're an asshole. It's just the way of humans are, man. Levi, AI or IAI, MK Ultra for sure. In my opinion, I thought this earlier. That's my connection to the New Orleans guy. Make it like a terrorist attack because they were hiding this. And in my opinion, I can't prove that. I just thought, whoa. But didn't it is weird there were 2 attacks in the same day. Didn't the Cybertruck thing happen right after, though? Anyway, interesting thought, Levi. Thank you very much. Complizzier, the History Channel already covered up the story about them with the pyramid ruins. Okay, I don't know about all that. Duck Vision, insert rainbow cloud. Randy carrying his balls in a wheelbarrow. Yeah. I have access to a fusion center. You do not. Okay, well, congratulations. Appreciate you, brother. Okay, let's go back to this. Also, the other thing this exposes is the surveillance capabilities, is that like they can track this guy everywhere he's going. We know they can do that. We were literally just watching a video like last week about it. We were watching a video last week. In fact, I have it right up ready to go. It's just right here in my most recent ones where they were literally using signals intelligence and connecting it to their satellite system, and they can just track anyone they want. Here it is. Professor Simon did like a whole video about this. Where's the part where they just track your phone number? Yeah, right here. Look, there it just said it. Wait, how do I? Human intelligence provides intent. Whammy monitors activities. I mean, look at what you're like. This is the most evil shit I've ever seen in my life right here. Human intelligence provides intent. Whammy wide area motion video monitors activity. Automated tracking. I'm just going to mute this. Automated tracking and advanced analytics for continuous situational awareness, aka tracking the dude's every fucking movement. Where's the part about the cell phone? Hold on. Like this video right here is literally what they're doing to this guy. Signals intelligence, hyperspectral, full motion video, and ground sensors. Signals intelligence, they're like, oh yeah, we hacked your phone and we now know where you are, and we have DVR playback of everywhere you're going in real time and recorded. Like actually wild. Citywide area coverage. So basically they're tracking this guy. They're watching him go to Mexico. They're watching him blow the lid off this, or they're monitoring the emails that he's sending to this guy. And they're like, well, we got to kill this guy. I mean, we have no choice. So they send somebody, I don't know, kill him in Vegas or whatever. Because here's the thing, like these projects, like I'm saying, guys, I'm very confident that these projects, they basically have like, we're going to kill you clauses in your NDAs. The reason why I think that is that more people would be speaking out if their clauses, the NDAs weren't like scary. The NDAs are straight up scary. And look at this interface. Like they can have like 65 of these or 100 of these open at once. Look at all these little monitors. This is like crazier than Enemy of the State and the net. There is no hiding. This is why I say we need to give this technology back to the people. We're already well beyond Orwellian, dystopian, 1984 shit. We're well beyond. They got like color codings up here. Look at these color codings. This is sick, dude. This is just sick. Yeah, there's no privacy. So,
love your contact. I'm also gonna hit some people I know over there, but I just, these people don't always talk. So yeah. I think it would be good to keep some continuity here. But so we did receive an email. What was this guy's? You deleted the message.
The burner account on there, I did. He told me to delete it, and I did. It's a common practice. People get spooked and they want to delete it.
He was sending him messages on a burner account too. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. This is 100% legit. This is 100% legit. This is not a guy having a psychological break. Yeah, no, if you're sending, like, you also had burner account messages, he's like, you have to delete these as well. Is this from a few days ago? Yeah, so people... Tim Kennedy said he knew him. I don't know what's going on, man. It's hard to keep track of all these updates. Oh my God. Yeah, it took part in military. Okay, we'll come back to this. Let's play this out.
So I do it more.
Yeah, I was going to throw that up there, but there's tens of thousands of messages in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very obvious why he did this, I think. He wanted to bring attention to the incident in 2019 that got covered up. Do you have any insight, any theories on this?
So we had a running theory downstairs. I've seen all of the conspiracies. I've seen all the questions about, all right, this guy is what, 20-year special forces. He just got done with team sergeant time. He is a very qualified and very capable Green Beret. Everybody I've spoken to who knew the guy prior, yesterday I spoke to several people, to include his old team leader, who's now lieutenant colonel, said he was fine. Nothing out of place. His mental state was not something that anybody was concerned about. His ex-girlfriend posted photos of him bragging about how he got a Tesla and all this other stuff. So stick with me here. Very capable guy, but he loads the Tesla up, a Tesla, which Elon Musk brags about being bulletproof, right? So this is one of his selling points. It's bulletproof. We even saw Joe Rogan shoot an arrow at it and wasn't able to puncture this thing. So he loads up a Tesla knowing that it's going to, not explode like he wants it to, with fireworks and a bunch of other junk.
Yeah, I gotta pour water on he wants us to know about the 2019 thing. Okay, Sean Ryan kind of gave away the game right there. Sean Ryan has no fucking idea about this technology. Sean Ryan has no idea. Now I know it's very possible that Sean Ryan didn't have me on because he didn't think that we would have that level of technology. To think that this is about some 2019 incident where we killed some people or something, dude, come on, man. That's like me saying that like MH370 is about like disappearing 239 people. It's not. The technology far overshadows it. And this is what people can't figure out. If you're kind of like still too plugged in, like a lot of people think they're red pilled, but they're actually still blue pilled because they haven't realized that like it's way darker than what you imagine. They are literally hiding technology from us that would change our civilization from where it is right now to being more akin to Star Trek world. That's what he's doing this for. If he's doing this to send a message, it's not because of he's only telling you about these black projects or these black operations where we killed people because he wants you to realize like we're doing evil shit to hide this technology. That's what he wants you to realize. That there are evil people doing evil stuff in the name of protecting national security, and they're literally just murdering people. The last thing I want to be on this planet right now is like an Iranian nuclear physicist or a Chinese semiconductor engineer. Those are the last things I want to be on planet Earth right now. Because if you're one of those people, the CIA basically has a target on your back to wipe you out. And when people realize that that's what's going on, they start completely like it breaks your mind because you're like, oh, we're the bad guys? Yes, we're the bad guys. We've been the bad guys the whole time. I think Sean Ryan's going to learn. I think he's going to learn. But also the other big thing is that a lot of people, even highly ranked military officers, have no idea this technology exists. If they're not read in, if their mind's not open to it, they have no idea it exists. And then those people tell their friends, oh, no, we don't have any crazy technology. But yes, we do. Yes, we absolutely do.
When he can make a car bomb that's going to level this place, that signal account. And a lot of people conjecture was the FBI inside his signal account, whatever else. But what if he accidentally changed his safety number, goofed up there? He rolled a body up in a Tesla specifically because a Tesla can drive itself up to the tower, and did what he did to send a message to expose his stuff. And he's still alive out there somewhere.
Well, the other
answer
thing.
Okay, here's another narrative. That's not a bad narrative. It's not great, but it's not bad. He's saying, what if he put somebody else's body in there? He didn't. What if he Jason Bourne somebody, put their body in there, and then had the thing go explode because he's trying to send a message? That's too Jason Bourne in the Bond movies and all that other shit. The true reality is they just fucking killed him, and then they remote controlled the car up there and blew it up. That's the simpler answer. Both could theoretically be true. I'm not ruling anything out. But it's like these guys are trying to come up with a narrative that doesn't blame the government for killing this guy. Now, my guess is that Sean Ryan has changed his tune since he recorded this like yesterday. And why do I think that? Well, this is why I think that. This is why I think that. I'm just going to read this again because we might need to protect Sean Ryan. My family and I are disappearing for a few days. My account will be active, but it will not be me behind the wheel. What we are about to release is mind-boggling and will raise a lot of questions. So, when exactly did he release this? When did this tweet come out? Did this tweet just happen a few hours ago? I think so. If so, Jesus. We're not in Kansas anymore, chat. We're not in Kansas anymore. No, I think he recorded this interview yesterday because he made a post about it yesterday. Yeah, okay. So Sean Ryan's now realizing the full implications of what we're talking about. Now, here's another one. This is a shout out to Red Panda Koala. He's a good UFO researcher. You can trust him to not just give you a bunch of bullshit. The coordinates mentioned by the Tesla bomber as our operations center for gravitic propulsion is at Groom Lake. Bob Lazar stuff, huh? This is pretty damn wild, man. Oh, here's another one. This whole thing, I mean, this would have to be an incredibly elaborate LARP. But then again, counterpoint, here he is in some kind of operation, some kind of reality TV show for the History Channel.
It's a reality show that pits teams of elite soldiers from around the world against each other.
Matt and Tim from the U.S. Army Special Forces.
Wait, that was him? Matt, this guy on the left? That's him right there? Wow. This has everything. This story kind of has it all, huh?
Special Forces, better known as the Green Berets.
Matthew Livelsberger and his partner Tim Kelly, both Green Berets, appeared on the Ultimate Soldier Challenge 12 years ago.
Wait, that's Tim Kennedy right next to him? Holy shit. That was the guy that I just posted the Twitter thing saying like that's why people added context. Like, yes, you know who he is because you literally were on a reality show right next to him. Okay, guys. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, what the fuck is happening? Is this all? Am I dead? Chat, am I dead? Is this all like a big like Truman Show thing? Like Ashton died. Now his mind is creating reality. I have to ask. Somebody just tell me this is still real life. Like what? Man, what is happening right now? This has to be what? Even I'm struggling. I wish I was drunk right now. In fact, I'd wish, honestly. That actually what I was thinking is that I need to be more inebriated than I am right now because this whole story is just fucking insane, man. So if you just for some reason you just joined, Turns out somebody made a Twitter post saying, does anybody know who this guy is after he's been identified? And it turns out the guy, Tim, making the Twitter post has now been caught in 4K. Caught in 4K, literally standing next to the shooter or the bomber, standing right next to him in an Inside Edition. There he is. The guy on the right, the guy you see on the right up here is the guy that was making the Twitter post about the guy that blew himself up in front of Trump Tower. Going, does anybody know who he is? Guys, I'm starting to believe in MK Ultra. I'm starting to believe in MK. Who just posted MK Ultra? I mean, this is enough evidence for me to believe in MK Ultra. This guy was unacknowledged special access programs, and he's doing Inside Edition History Channel reality shows. Is anything real? Is anything on this world real anymore? And somehow, some way, I mean, I got to pull it up. Here it is, Tim Kennedy. This is fucking nut. What? Bro, what? I'm going to keep the MK Ultra thing up because I'm just sitting here in shock. There he is, the guy that we were just looking at. Anyone know Matthew Livelsberger, a.k.a. Matt Berg? An 18Z and former 18E, alleged driver of the Tesla truck. This is from like yesterday before this story broke. This is from 2 days ago before this story broke. They added context. I have to rate it helpful. Yes. High quality sources, easy to understand, directly addresses the post claims, provides important context, and neutral or unbiased language. Yes. Yes to all of the above. Yes, you know who he is. You got caught in a video. You're standing right next to him right there. You're standing right next to him in this image right here. There you are. There you are. Anybody know who he is? Chat, I might need to inject some marijuanas for this. This is actually just... I just want to say that I'm not suicidal one more time, just to be 100% clear. And I'm not going to die in some Tesla Cybertruck with 2 bullets to the back of my brain after I blow myself up or whatever. If any of that shit ever happens to me, then you know 100% MH370 videos are real. We have we don't just have orbs. We have teleportation technology. We've got free energy technology, all this crazy stuff. Bro, what? Is it really him? Bro, that's him. Holy, dude, that's him, man. What are we talking about here? How is this real? How is this real? I feel like I'm in a simulation right now. That's the guy. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, man? Did this guy respond to this? Has this Tim guy responded to this claim? Because like now I'm wondering like who killed this guy? Like my first suspect is now this guy, Tim. Like if somebody killed this guy, my first suspect is this guy right here, Tim whatever, Tim Kennedy. Tim Kennedy. Bro, does it anybody ever heard of this guy before? Anybody ever heard of him? Oh yeah, me. He's responded? Okay, I can't even keep up with all this. Like, it's just happening too fast. Wow. Even if somehow there's an explanation for this, which I can't really imagine a rational one, but I'm very, very eager to hear the rational explanation for, I forgot that I was hanging out with him in some reality TV show. Hey, you ever heard of this guy that I was hanging out with in a reality TV show? Everybody? This is okay. Let's go see if we can find his response. I mean, this just keeps getting better. 13 years ago. Okay, well, this is recent. 13 years ago, I competed in a shooting competition on History Channel called The Ultimate Soldiers Challenge. My partner was Matt Berg, the guy that I was talking about. Last night when I saw the old photos of him on the news, I put it together that he was the same guy. I mean, yeah, you got busted in 4K, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking? You don't think this is weird? If this was me, my response would be, holy fuck. My response on Twitter would be, holy fuck, I was in some kind of reality show with this guy. I can't believe I didn't recognize him. Like, this is blowing my mind. What are the odds? What are the odds that I was in a random reality TV show with a guy that supposedly blew himself up in front of Trump Tower that I also made a Twitter post about going, does anybody know this guy? This is beyond weird. There's nothing like this, man. This is why we're having a live stream right now with 45,000 viewers, because nobody can look at this and go, what the fuck is going on? There's nothing normal about this. Every part of this is sketchy as shit. You can't even script this, man. Hollywood can't even script this. This is the part where they're going like, oh, this is scripted? Not even Hollywood can script this. Not even the CIA can. This is too crazy for a script. Not even the best movie writers can come up with this. If CIA has script writers that can come up with a story like this, where like, hey, just have a guy like make a Twitter post and pretend to like not know who he is, and then also you just happen to be in a reality show. I can't even keep a straight face. It's so ridiculous. He was sincere, hardworking, talented. I might just retweet this, dude. Oh, man. I can't even keep up with social media. This is just fucking nuts. Oh, really now? We put it way faster. What? I mean, okay, yeah. Look at rip your notifications, Ashton. Oh, is it just? Oh, this just happened. This just happened right now while I was live streaming. Oh, I bet you there's a lot of people pinging me on this. Bro. This is the one right here. Doing those hand signals, bro. Doing the secret, whatever, Illuminati hand signals. He's watching like he's gotta be or something. Bro, we might be exposing a conspiracy in real time. Just in real time. I can't even central guest. My dude is glowing right now. This is the most like I don't know if people are just bad at I don't know if they're just bad at social media. It's really hard to tell. 4chan troll. Imagine if this is a 4chan troll. This whole thing is a 4chan troll, and like Sean Ryan got juked by it. I can't tell if these people are just terrible at social media or like this is just like a straight up MK Ultra mind control that's going on right here. If this is me, I'm having an emergency live stream because I can't believe that I made a Twitter post and it turns out I've been caught in 4K in some reality TV show. We're not like, you're not just in the same reality TV show. He was your partner in the reality TV show. Hey guys, does anyone know who this guy is that's been named that blew up the building? Oh, I was in a reality show with him and he was my partner in the reality show. Holy shit. I just don't even know, man. I didn't expect this night to go this way. Every night I get surprised by the even more crazier shit happens than the previous night. I knew this was going to be big. If you look at my notifications, I have 20 plus direct messages, 20 notifications. My phone has been blowing up nonstop. My direct messages have been blowing up nonstop. My Discord blowing up nonstop because some sketchy ass shit is going down. Some extremely sketchy shit is going down. I think it's legit. I'm just gonna go ahead and out there. I'm convinced this is legit. This guy was blowing the whistle. I don't get any vibes of like, you know, he was crazy or anything like that. Everything he did was very logical, very reasonable. He reached out to the right people, said people's names. This guy getting caught in 4K like this, straight up, and he's got 500,000 followers and he's a New York Times bestseller. This is not just some random guy either. This is like an actual like UFC fighter, ranger, sniper. Like he's a whole media personality. He's a whole media personality. And this is the exact kind of people that you would employ in social media to drive influence through social media if you were like an intelligence community. Like this guy is exactly what I would imagine they look like. You want somebody who's charismatic, outgoing, somebody who you put on all the reality TV shows, you know, you make them famous or whatever. I'm just gonna be honest. Like people ask, like, hey, if you were legit, you would have been killed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually surprised I've not been killed. I'm actually a little bit surprised. I expected to be killed many months back. And I think that we may have I think there's two aspects of it. One is that certain people do want this information out. Certain factions want some of this information out. And maybe they think that I'm a good avenue to get that out. And two, I reached a point where I had too much popularity where like, you know, I've already made assurances and spoken to certain people that like, if something sketchy happens to me, like, you know, you go to the media and you say this stuff that I told you to say. Right. Not that it would make much of a difference because look at what's going on right now, you know, but it helps. Every little bit you can do helps, I think. Wow. Okay. Is that it? Or does he have more messages, bro? Here we go. Twitter community notes never misses, bro. I mean, you got to at least respect how sketchy this is, you know? Yeah, so this was his last message, basically. I mean, what else do I say here? We don't need the so at the beginning. We just say, should I respect this guy? Like, is he some kind of rank of a military person? Yeah, I think that's good, right? Yeah, people are starting to go live on this now. Yeah, because this is fucking wild, bro. This is actually insane. I don't know what his rank is, though. So let's just say Tim Kennedy is asking who. Let's say Tim Kennedy was asking who it is. What? Happened to be it turns out he happened to be in a reality TV show where he was his partner. Tim Kennedy, who was asking who Michael Livenberger is, but turns out he happened to be in a reality TV show where he was his partner. Yeah. Cool. Okay. That's it. That's his messages. So if there's another email, I'm guessing the other email is not publicly available because nobody in Discord has posted it yet. Huh. So Tesla has confirmed that it was not in self-driving mode as well. This also seems to be breaking news. If you guys are upset that I'm not breaking all the news, it's because I'm not on X, because I'm literally live streaming. But here you go. Let me grab my phone because I can hear it blowing up. Wow. Thank you, Jeff, who sent the donation. Wow. Chad and Sherry says that they know all about this Tim Kennedy guy. Some people are saying that Tim Kennedy is a spook. Some people think he's a cuck liar. That's pretty powerful words. I don't know anything about Tim Kennedy. Tesla CCTV video. I think I already posted this video. Oh, this is brand new, huh? Okay, let's go look up Nick, guys, and see what we got going on. Man, this thing just keeps getting wilder, huh? Everybody's getting into it now because now people are realizing, like, this is where it's at. And by the way, Nick's a good follow. He's been following me for a while. I follow him. I like his updates. I think he gives a good balance. Where is it? They do believe the manifesto was written by the bombing suspect. No, this isn't new. There's no... Where's the self-driving thing? No, that's it. Okay, so there's nothing more there. Okay, but at some point, what we're expecting and we're waiting on is they're going to release the video from inside the car. There should be a video inside the car, I think. What's this? Jesse Michaels calling for wake up. We cracked anti-gravity. Bro, Jesse Michaels, bro, stop trying to ride the coattails. You had the chance. You had the chance to figure it out, but you missed it. No disrespect. No disrespect. He was close, but we beat him on it. We beat him to the story. But that's good. We need more and more people who are out there exposing anti-gravity, free energy technology to the world. Jesse, wait, hold on. Yeah, that's not a manifesto at all. And there were messages to his girlfriend that I spoke about earlier. Oh, did we play the whole Inside Edition clip? I think we did, didn't we? Or no? Oh, no, we didn't play the whole clip. Okay. We still got more to go, chat. Okay, buckle up. Inject the marijuanas. Get your drink ready. Here we go. Wait, can you hear this? You guys might not be able to hear this. Hold on. There you go.
A little bit more competitive, but we swept the whole entire show.
When he appeared on the show, Livelsberger used a shortened version of his name, Matt Berg. So it took Tim Kelly a while to put 2 and 2 together.
And then I saw a Matt Berg with a older photo of him, and I was like, oh no, dude, I know that guy. And then it just like tore my heart out because he was a really great Green Beret.
And what was he like?
He was charming. He was talented. He was personable. He was kind. He was all the things that you would expect from a Green Beret.
At one point during the show, Livelsberger lost his cool in the 90-plus degree heat.
I'm about to throw up, man. I got heat exhaustion, man. I need to take this off right now.
Tim Kelly says he hadn't heard from Livelsberger for a few years.
It just categorically does not make sense. From everything that I have heard, he was universally valued by his team, by his peers. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense, and it is just horrifically heartbreaking.
This is the straight up craziest story I've ever heard. This is just so fucking insane. So that is definitely not a guy that, like, he's not some kind of loner or weirdo, right? Like, he's charismatic enough to be on this reality TV show, and everybody's basically standing up to him. That guy was weird, though. That guy does seem... I get bad vibes from him, but I don't really necessarily get nefarious vibes. The fact that he says like that this doesn't really add up, add some credibility. Also, yes, let's check out Robert J. O'Neill. I want to know. Let's look around a little bit. Let's do a little bit of what the hell is going on in this world right now. Let's look at my notifications. Let's switch to notifications that are like mentions or something like that. Yeah, okay. We're not going to be able to keep track of this. Let's go find my boy Robert J. O'Neill. What's Robert J. O'Neill saying? Oh, who was that? Next News Network? Yo, Next News Network. Yo, I'm going hard on this story. Next News Network. This something is not right here. Something is definitely not right here. Feels like we're hiding some technology here. My boy Robert J. O'Neill, who follows me, Osama bin Laden killer here, based guy. What are his takes on this? Nothing. Silence. Absolute silence. Okay, well, the moment that Robert J. O'Neill says something, I'm going to be paying close attention because I got a feeling this guy knows some shit. Got a feeling that he knows some shit. Do we have any other leads? Seems like that might be all the leads we have for tonight, guys. Let me look what else we got here. Yeah, there should be. Aren't there cameras inside the Cybertruck? Yes, Cybertruck is equipped with cameras. Why are the cameras inside the Cybertruck? Why haven't they been released yet? Shouldn't the Cybertruck cameras be released like immediately? The fact that like it's like how many days later? At least 2-3 days later. I feel like there definitely should be the cameras released to the public. I mean, now we're at the point where like we're staring at a conspiracy right now. We're staring at a cover-up. Even if the guy killed himself, he's actively blowing the whistle on unacknowledged special access programs. And if he didn't kill himself and he was killed by somebody else, then the world needs to see that evidence immediately before they can come up with a cover story. Like we're in the middle of an information war where the bad guys who killed this guy could potentially be trying to invent a narrative that fits with the facts that people will believe. Meanwhile, we should be getting the video evidence because if this guy killed himself well before it exploded, I mean, if we look at the video and it turns out that we're like weakened at Bernie's and the guy's like dead in the front seat, like being driven around, like we know that the car is being remote controlled. And even if the autopilot did not turn on, that doesn't mean that the intelligence community couldn't remote control it. Maybe they just remote controlled it and the system doesn't read it as being remote controlled. So this is where like the more people obfuscate and refuse to release information, the more skeptical I become of this whole scenario that's going on here. Because to me, this admittedly feels like an active cover-up that's happening here. To either downplay and diminish the email that he released or to cover up that they just actually killed him. Either way. Let me hit some donations because I've never seen this many before. My God, I don't even know where I was at. Probably somewhere around here. Let me see how many we got. Okay, I found it. Peanut butter smoothie or chunky? Smoothie for me. Best rappers of all time. Dylan Ashton. Lou Elizondo makes Ashton look like Malcolm X. I love these Dave Chappelle jokes. Those are great, dude. I love it. Levy again. I don't know if you saw my other message before, but it's Prey from Twitter. I sent you stuff from Lockheed Martin employee recently. Hope he has something to say. Yeah, me too. I appreciate it. Don't get yourself killed as well, by the way. Apparently, people are definitely dying. Sophia, damn, thank you very much. Damn, I don't even need a drink, but I need a sip from your whiskey. Damn, girl. Damn, girl. Cheers. I don't even like to drink either, but when people are just getting off left and right, you kind of want to just enjoy the finer things for a minute, you know? Fort Bragg War commercial. Yeah, could be. Aristotle, thank you very much for that donation. Greatly appreciate it. I think they shot him, put him in the car, remote control the site, and blew it up. I mean, they can do that. That's something that is possible. Also, Trump talked many times about how he's been briefed on things floating in the sky, but he doesn't believe in aliens. This is a huge point. The president of the United States has been read in. If you don't think that Trump has been read in, you're just being naive. The people that go, oh, they wouldn't trust Trump with this. You don't have a choice. He's the president of the United States. You absolutely have to read him in. A lot of people think, well, Trump would spill the beans. You guys vastly underestimate Trump. He's not a movie. He's not a mustache twirling movie villain. Trump's a regular guy like other people are. He might be a dick, whatever. People say I'm a dick too. The fact that Trump says there's stuff floating in the sky that he's been briefed on, but he doesn't believe in aliens, that's a huge clue in my opinion. He's saying that we've got this exotic technology, but it's not coming from space aliens. At least there's no evidence to be able to claim that it's coming from space aliens. And what that means is they're not seeing space aliens in their satellite videos and what have you. What they're seeing is like orbs of energy floating around. Now, some people would argue, oh, that is space aliens. Maybe. But until the space aliens get out of the orb of energy, it's us. Or some breakaway civilization on this planet. There's a lot of options. Or AI. I don't know. If something happens to you, where do we go to find out? Probably my Discord will be the first spot. The moment you start to see me not respond for several days, that's probably going to be a good sign. If you look at my activity on social media, I've basically been active for 1.5 years straight. MK Ultra was never shut down. It continues just under different names. This is pretty much openly acknowledged. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I might have to look into the MK Ultra stuff. I wasn't really a believer, but now I don't know what the fuck's going on. There's just too many coincidences. Again, just to recap. Oh, Tim Kennedy got ousted for stolen valor. Wow, that's spicy. And now it turns out that he had made a post and he pretended like he didn't know who the guy was, but he was like his partner in some reality TV show. You don't remember the guy's name at all? I mean, it just seems weird. I don't really know. I mean, maybe it's he's telling the truth, but it just seems super weird, man. Tim and Sean Ryan exchanged texts about the guy. Sean shared their text in his episode today. Oh, okay. Oh, was that the text I was showing earlier? Could be. Relink to Discord. I'll show it. I'll do the Discord in a minute. Will you release the unredacted email? It's not me. It's not my emails. Next News Network. Standing by for your appearance shortly. Oh, okay. Wow. I guess we're going to flip over and do some next News Network stuff here in a minute, guys. I told them I would come and hang out with them for a little bit. Yeah, it kind of is enough internet for today. Have we dried up everything for tonight, guys? Should I do a couple more rants before we close down shop tonight? The Sean Ryan show, is there more information? Let me see. 100 new messages in the Discord. Let's see what we got. I do want to go back on Next News Network because John DeSouza saw me on Next News Network, and I think it got me a lot more attention than what I was thinking. Basically, like a bunch of people that are like actually legit people in the military and government like noticed me after that appearance. Okay. Whew. Okay, one more rant. Yeah, I do want to say it does feel like history in the making. There is something going on here. I think that the MH370 investigation has shown that beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is some sketchiness happening. I do want to shout out my podcast tomorrow with Jason Giorgiani. And actually, I'm going to reveal something else as well, which I probably shouldn't reveal because I know what's going to happen the moment I reveal it. But that's fine. I'm going to let him know ahead of time. I'm also planning on talking to Avi Loeb in the next couple of weeks, the Harvard physicist. We've set a date and we set a time. So if a bunch of people start emailing him, bad mouthing me or whatever, then I'm going to ask him to give me those people's names. But I'm really looking at the conversation with Avi Loeb because he's an open-minded academic that goes against the grain. And I think I've reached a point where I can conduct a very intelligent and productive conversation with somebody like him about this type of technology. The Jason Giorgiani interview really digs into a lot. It's extremely relevant based on what we just heard today. Like, the Jason Giorgiani interview is going to be mind-blowing considering what we just learned from this guy, that this Trump Tower Cybertruck bomber. Because we talk about breakaway civilization, 0-point energy. We talk about the real implications of what this technology means for us as a civilization. And Jason and I talk about, like, what would happen if we have this technology. Do we really have to become space Nazis or, fairy people, either all good or all bad? Like, how do we actually legitimately, realistically manage this technology that's out there? So for the record, I absolutely believe this whistleblower, this whole thing stinks to high heaven. I think that it basically has to be legit. I can't imagine this being a LARP. It's too elaborate. And I think that it's going to be just absolutely, like, this could be the type of push that we need to get disclosure to go to the next level, where people start to pay attention to this and go, UFOs flying in the sky are not all about little green men and aliens. In fact, it was never about that. All these people that you see go on these shows like Lou Elizondo, the Ross Kohlerts, Jeremy Corbells, the Gary Nolans, all these guys you see going on these shows, they don't have any fucking clue what's going on. The truth is going to blow their minds apart. Blow it apart. They're going to learn, yeah, we figured this out, and we figured it out for a long time. And China has figured it out as well now. And now we're in a situation where we've got some crazy advanced Star Trek level technology, and we're sitting side by side with the cattle, the slaves, the peasants, the prisoners, whatever you want to call us. And they have no idea this is going on. We're living in blissful ignorance here on planet Earth. I think that the deep state is a good name for them. They are the deep state. They are a uniparty group that perpetually keeps themselves in power. And while they may have their own political opinions, at the end of the day, it's not about their political opinions. It's just about making sure that they're still in power at the end of the day. That's what I think is going on. I also want to shout out again that literally in the beginning of the interview tomorrow with Jason Giorgiani, one of the first things he tells me while we're recording is that Avril Haines, the director of national intelligence, is the one orchestrating this whole cover-up of slowly dripping this information to the public with two sources. And then I got my own source that tells me, yep, that's basically exactly what's going on. Avril Haines, director of national intelligence, is the one orchestrating like this whole, here, have a little bit of technology for the slaves, little bit of technology. You can have a little iPhone 15, iPhone 16, iPhone 17. You guys can have all that. You just can't have free energy. You just can't have warp drives. You just can't have wormholes. Who the fuck cares about aliens? Are you kidding me, bro? Real talk. Real talk. For my alien lovers out there, do you really not realize how much bigger for our civilization free energy is? Free energy changes everything. Not only does it change everything, but it destroys all of the pillars of the institutions that we believe in today. Shatters them into a million pieces. That's what free energy does. Shatters everything overnight. No scarcity, no homelessness, no climate change. The number of narratives that get just completely shown to be entirely fabricated out of whole cloth. Dozens of narratives. The idea that aliens are real, that aliens are visiting us, they're overwatching us, protecting us, doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Doesn't mean anything. Unless you're actively participating in the direction of my civilization, it makes no difference to me whatsoever. If you want to prove to me that the aliens are propping up Joe Biden and therefore making our inflation go up, then show me the evidence of that. Don't just tell me stories about how the reptilians are mind controlling Joe Biden to increase the inflation. That doesn't work for me. I want to see the reptilian come outside the craft, and then we can start talking about that. But once again, even if they're real, it doesn't change anything. In fact, I'm going to play another clip of Tim Dillon because this clip is so good, that aliens are straight up the dumbest conspiracy ever. It's a conspiracy for stupid people. Wait, do I not have it? Yeah, no, I definitely saved this. Yeah, here it is. Oh, no, that's not it.
I'm giving you a couple different things. Anything that has to do with aliens and space, I want to know what the hell's going on.
And here's why. And by the way, and this is not to insult you.
Yes.
That is the conspiracy for stupid people.
Aliens?
Aliens. It's just under ghosts in terms of what dumb people want to know about. It's the thing.
You see people, you see Air Force people talking about it.
When aliens or ghosts come up, dumb people's eyes bulge out of their head. They go, yes, it's my time. You know why? Because we don't know shit about shit. We have these other ones affect our lives. We know the people. As you said, they should be brought to justice.
Listen, there was just an alien sighting in Miami. Everyone saw him, bro. Everyone saw him.
I woke up to that in Miami at the mall with the aliens. I go, who cares if it's true?
Do you think we landed on the moon?
Probably.
You can't even stand for something, Tim.
There's no effect on my life.
The aliens?
Aliens have no effect on our lives. None.
What about the illegal aliens coming through the border?
Sorry.
I actually want to talk to Tim Dillon more than I want to talk to Joe Rogan now. I might actually DM Tim Dillon now, just after that clip alone, because exactly, bro. Aliens have no impact on my life whatsoever. People are like, oh, you don't believe aliens exist? Aliens is going to blow your mind. I'm like, dude, I can just go to the bottom of the ocean and see some crazy ass sea creature that looks like a fucking alien to me. A squid is an alien to me. The squid isn't changing my taxes. It's absolutely wild. So this is the part where like people, the woke disclosure people have just lost their minds on this. We're so far past the idea that the aliens are going to make us like just change our civilization. No, Nikola Tesla being correct that there is free radiant energy. That's what's going to change our civilization. That's what this this guy was probably trying to get across to humanity before, you know, he just shot himself in the back of the head and blew up his Cybertruck in front of Trump Tower. Okay, guys. Well, this was the biggest live stream that I've ever had. Shooting live in DC. Is that true? I'm checking. Oh, my God. Major shooting in DC. Guys, we can't even go one day without another terrorist attack. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. Fuck off, Jesse Michaels. We should proceed with cautiously with the Sean Ryan story, given the timing of his claims. Timing of what claims? What is he talking about? Timing of what? The emails were sent before the guy even died. What does he think it's distracting from? They think this guy killed himself to like prove Greer right. This is where I lose a lot of faith in Jesse Michaels, bro. This is where I lose a lot of faith in Jesse Michaels. Like, I don't know if he's just too blue-pilled or what his situation is. How can you not be like completely all in on this guy killing himself story? Like, we just looked at the evidence together, guys. It's ridiculous. Like, for this to be a LARP, it's pretty damn elaborate. The guy's confirmed military, confirmed special ops. I don't know, man. I don't know. But this here, dozens of emergency crews are on the scene after multiple people have been shot in Washington, D.C. How many terrorist attacks have we already had? And when people say, Ashton, it's not a terrorist attack. It's just gang members shooting themselves. Bro, lots of people are dying and being shot. That's a terrorist attack. That's terrorism. Terrorism is you're causing a lot of terror. We got to the point where like terrorism means like a brown guy screaming Allahu Akbar while he blows himself up. That's not, terrorism is not, doesn't have that narrow definition. So anyway, this just looks like a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I can only do with so many crazy stories in one day. So here's the full, oh look, Ross Kohlert's reporting on it too. The Green Beret who allegedly bombed the Trump, yeah, okay, this is old. Finally, Ross Kohler finally reports on it. I think I beat Ross Kohler by like 2 hours on this one. Like 2 hours. Yeah, and again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if the people weren't on this right away, you should be extremely suspicious of their motivations. Because look at it this way, okay, guys. Like, let's talk a little smack. Jesse Michaels and Ross Kohler. Jesse Michaels was definitely throwing cold water on the situation. Ross Kohler was late to the party. That's what Ross Kohler was. So if we want to assign terms like Ross Kohler's late to the party, Jesse Michaels is throwing cold water on the situation. And we went through the evidence, and it's pretty damn compelling. Really damn compelling. You should be suspicious of anybody who's not jumping on this right away. This is like the best evidence you could ever hope for a situation like this. And what does it matter if you end up being wrong? If it ends up being an elaborate LARP, great. It was an amazing elaborate LARP. At a minimum, we should be drawing attention to it, investigating it, finding out if there's any other clues related to this that maybe will shed light on what was going on here. Like if we find this guy alive somewhere. What if we find this guy alive somewhere? Okay, Next News Network, are you ready to go? I think I'm going to switch over to Next News Network, guys. Yeah, I think that's good. Well, this is a wild story. Okay, I think we probably will have another live stream tomorrow. I didn't get to go through any of the stuff I wanted to talk to today. This was an emergency live stream to discuss this particular topic. And there were some Avi Loeb clips that I want to play to hype that up. Some people might not like Avi Loeb. That's totally fine. I think he's one of my favorite physicists out there. So for me, talking to Avi is like dream come true. Dream come true because we get to help influence and have a respectable discussion with somebody that has the ear of very prominent people in this world. So there's no better scenario to help push 0-point energy disclosure than talking to academics like Avi Loeb, who are not Neil deGrasse Tyson NPC level people, and talking to people that have the ear of people in the Trump administration that can help get this information out there. Okay, last thing, guys. MH370 did not disappear itself. The United States took that plane. I'm extremely confident at this point that the United States abducted that airliner, covered it up, and we've been hiding this advanced technology from the world. That's just one example of the black project, the black operations that have been conducted to hide this level of technology from the public. And the people out there that have been saying that, you know, this stuff is fake and it doesn't exist, the hardcore debunker type people, I honestly pray for you, because you've got to feel the walls closing in at this point. The walls are closing in on the people that are like, no, NASA would never lie to us. The government would never hide gravity manipulation technology. Like, basically, you're about to be in for the most biggest mind F of your entire life. That's the reality. So, last thing, I know I just said last thing, but real last thing. Big love to MH370X. Big love to my admins, my moderators that have been helping and been along for us. Big love to all the people who are out there pushing 0-point energy disclosure, bringing awareness to the topic. Because we could be living in Star Trek world right now. It's literally just being held secret from us, right behind us. We are looking at the shadows in Plato's cave instead of just looking outside at the reality that we really live in. Some of you guys out there have done so much to help bring attention to this technology, specifically Crypto Alchemist, Burn Eye. Follow him on YouTube. He needs the subscribers, needs the support. Check out his content if you're so inclined. And the reason why I'm shouting him out specifically is that he brought the MH370 videos to Bob Greenyer's attention, low energy nuclear reaction experimenter and tester. And that was the first big break for me as somebody that realized, wow, this is connected to cold fusion. So big thank you to you. Okay, I'm going to check through these last donations. I forgot we have even more. Yes, feels like history in the making, definitely. We'll see. China drones on the East Coast. I don't know about possible attack. The other thing, too, is that they might not necessarily be Chinese drones. It could still be our drones. Maybe he's just speculating. The guy could have been speculating about the drones on the East Coast. So, again, not everything he says has to be 100% true. He could just look at it from his perspective on what he knows, what kind of technology is out there, right? So it's never all true, all false. You just take the evidence in and you try to piece together what makes the most sense. Yeah, Gary McKinnon was legit. I know he was legit in that he hacked NASA. The only question is, what did he really see and what's the significance of what he saw? Alexander, thank you for the donation. As long as the aliens don't show up at my door asking for water, it doesn't impact my life. Yeah, exactly, right? Thank you for that donation. Appreciate you. Lone Wolf. Dr. Stephen Greer went on Redacted today. Oh, he went on Redacted again today. Wow. Yeah, I think that no, I don't think he's paid for by the CIA. He's actually against those guys. But what's happening is he's like trying to like ride the coattails of other people that are doing a lot of this work. And truthfully, Stephen Greer deserves a little bit of credit, but he's made enough money from this. I feel like he's probably in a good spot. He's not going to be the face of this disclosure movement. I mean, no disrespect to Stephen Greer. I actually respect him. I appreciate all the interviews he's done. He's not going to be the guy that's sitting on the top of the podium with respect to, hey, you're the one that exposed all this, but he will be maybe up on the DS up there. Maybe he'll be in third place. Gary McKinnon, a British autist who hacked the Pentagon, exposed. Yeah, I know all about it. It's interesting. COVID shots were MK Naomi 2.0. I think I linked the Discord for you. Hope you got that. And then more and more, I think Kane and Nod was right. I don't know what that means. GDI may have been the baddies. I have no idea what any of those words mean, but thank you very much for the donation. And then Mick Leonard with the final donation. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, it's been in one of my longest streams ever. One of the biggest, actually the biggest stream by far. So spread the word. Last thing I want to say is this. Don't force this upon your friends and your coworkers and your family. The truth is not everybody's ready to be woken up. When I go around and I meet people, I don't just immediately start talking about the orbs. It's kind of like if and I don't do drugs, and I would never do drugs, of course, but for people that do drugs and they're trying to feel somebody out, it's like, oh, you wait for them to say that trigger word, and then you're like, oh, hey, do you want to smoke a doobie or do you want to inject some Marajahoochas? It's kind of like that with the orbs and the MH370 videos. When you learn that they're open to the idea of exotic technology, then you can say, hey, oh, have you seen the best videos ever? Here you go. And then you blow their mind with that. If you try to wake somebody up that is still asleep, they're going to lash out angrily at you. And that's what happens with the MH370 videos. So don't try to shock people. We're not in this to solve everything overnight. We're in this in the long run. We're looking for the long run. We want to slowly wake people up to this, wake people up to this reality that's far beyond aliens or anything like that. And then we will get, full disclosure that we deserve. Truth for the families of MH370, anti-gravity and free energy technology for the public. And we can live in a world where, we don't have to deal with all the horrible, evil shit that happens every day. Okay, guys, time to flip over to I'm going to flip over to Next News Network. I'm going to take a couple-minute break. I'm going to jump in with Next News Network. They've sent me a DM to join the stream. Boy, this is crazy. The number of people DMing me is next level right now. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to join this, guys. They've been waiting for me for like an hour. So you guys have a great night. Love you, MH370X. Peace out. Stay safe. We'll talk soon. Later. Can I set the outro video? No, my outro video doesn't work still. Okay. Sorry, there's this like outro capability, but it doesn't work. So it's super annoying. Here we go. Let's play us out with this one.
In the fields where the skies are wide, talking about a journey through the cosmic ride. Einstein and Thorne, they set the stage for a trip through time across the space age. Wormholes connect distant points in space, traversable paths to a far-off place. No black holes pull, no crushing weight, just a cosmic tunnel to a distant gate. Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow. We're talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Bowling 777 through a wormhole flow. Exotic matter, negative energy's the key to stabilize the wormhole for you and me. Quantum vacuum squeezed so tight, creating conditions for this wondrous flight. Static fields and lasers in the lab they play, generating forces in a new kind of way. Gravitational squeezing, Casimir's force, negative zones we need to stay the course. Talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Boeing 777 through a wormhole flow. Thin shell formalism, plates so fine, spherical geometry we realign. Energy conditions that we must defy. For a stable wormhole, let's give it a try. Forces balancing the plate, creating the throat, open the gates, from Earth to the stars in a single bound, a shortcut through space profound. Engineers and dreamers hold the key to future worlds and what we could be. With science in hand, we forge ahead through the cosmic paths that we now tread. We're talking wormholes, stargates, negative energy, travel through the cosmos, it's our destiny. MH370, where did it go? Boeing 777 through a wormhole flow. From the fields to the stars, we break the chains. Understanding the universe, we make the gains. Lil Hula Crump shines, bringing truth to light. Through his music, we'll explore the night. With wormholes and stargates, our path is clear. Exploring